in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
The Snow Bunny crisis is fucking insane.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlemagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
King Kong Consciousness is back.
That is a crazy way to introduce a black man. What the fuck is Charlemagne on? See, I see
more of a documentary about the lifestyle from pimps and prostitutes.
I see why ye left. What the fuck do you mean, King Kong conscious? What he talking about?
Dr. Umar Johnson, welcome.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, brothers. Glad to be back.
Glad to have you, man. First of all, you look slim, brother. You done slimmed down a little bit, huh?
Yes, sir.
This nigga has not changed. His build is the exact same as the last time you interviewed him.
I think I have. I didn't do nothing intentional, so let me not sit.
To be weighing on someone's heart.
Wait. What? Hold on. What? No. Hold on. What the fuck did he just say? I beg your pardon. Hold on. Wait a minute. Nah. Hold on. I can't see what the fuck he just said. Okay, wait. Hold on. No. Where'd it go? I resonated when he said LGBT are icky because I fucked people's fathers, and that's gotta be weighing on some. I resonated when he. Hold on. Bro, what? What does that have to, what? Yeah, I gotta do a purge. I gotta do a purge of my audience at some point. I don't know where you niggas came from. You didn't come from me.
I guess it's just,
you didn't come from me.
And wiser, I hope.
And first things first, man, congrats on the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. I've been paying attention. I see that you got the building.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me move my head.
Doing renovations on the building. I saw you put the HVAC in, all kind of other stuff.
See, the school is coming. It's here. That is a crazy name, but it's here.
Just about done. Electric is awaiting a permit. HVAC is awaiting controls. They're actually at the school right now. Plumbing.
See, school on the way.
They got one more piece. Fire alarm is done. They got to check one more piece to that. The monitoring system is done.
Blazer on top of sweater vest, on top of tie, on top of dress shirt is crazy still, but school on the way.
I'm hoping by the end of the calendar year we can get our inspection and have a grand opening in February, hopefully.
And you waiting on, you got to get accreditation too, or?
Nah, well, your accreditation comes from the state.
Gotcha.
So it's the state that gives you the license to operate. Mm-hmm. If you want accreditation beyond that, you can seek out professional accreditation bureaus, but that's not legally required.
Man, why don't you talk about that more, Dr. Umar, especially being that they tried to clown you for so long about, not having the school?
I don't mind that because if you know that your mission is genuine.
Oh, here we go.
There's no need to respond to the negativity because at some day the fruit of your works will manifest.
You feel what I'm saying? Let a real nigga talk for a second.
You follow.
Yeah,
so
I've been
argue
for the longest.
One day they're going to see the school.
Now talk about the process, because it was a long process.
It was a very long process.
Trials and tribulations and hurdles. So
yes, sir.
Talk about that a little bit and what you had to get through, and also
he's spiritual with it.
Yes, sir. We took our first donation in St. Louis 2014. We heard about the St. Paul's College, which was an HBCU closed in Virginia. Mm-hmm. They wanted $2 million, so we tried to raise it as quickly as we can. That was a bit ambitious.
Oh my God, here come Boma. Oh, bro. First of all, last time I tried to do unban requests, my whole stream I had to restart it. So unless I get a link that can do it, or I'm gonna figure it out and then we're gonna do it next stream. I guarantee. I promise. God, all I said was God from what I can see. So all I said was God. So I don't know where this narrative began of me saying something totally different. I didn't. So me saying God and then niggas misinterpreting it and recontextualizing on God when I never technically said on God and I just said God. I don't know. Niggas make me nervous.
We didn't succeed. Mm-hmm. It was sold to an Asian company. Unfortunately,
you did what?
HBCU
I don't know.
Sold to another race. I think it's
use your eyes to pay attention
for us as a people. So then we just started looking for a day school. So I went to Chicago, Detroit, Florida, Ohio,
Damn.
all over the country. I was just flying.
Wait, you? Oh, wait. What he said? What he said? Hold on.
HBCU sold to another race. I think is a great disappointment for us as a people. So then we just started looking for a day school. So I went to Chicago, Detroit.
Detroit. It's out of tune. It's out of tune right now. It's out of tune. I gotta put it back in tune. I gotta put it back in tune.
Wait,
I gotta put it back in tune.
Ohio, all over the country. I was just flying, looking for a school. And then in 2017, I was on LoopNet, which was my main source of new property. And I saw this campus in Wilmington, Delaware that I had heard about but never had a chance to see. So I'm on my way to Nat Turner celebration, August 21st, 2017, the Great North American Eclipse. I stopped, I saw the campus. I said, this looks pretty nice. When I got back from Nat Turner, I had to go to Cuba first to get my Ifa initiation. I practiced Yoruba spirituality.
It's crazy because whenever I hear Dr. Umar talk about literally anything, I wholeheartedly believe everything he's saying, and then at the exact same time think he's lying about everything that's coming out of his mouth. It's crazy the fucking like the relationship I have with this man's words.
Came back from Cuba, and I got a chance to go into the school, and I saw it. I said, we want this school, but they wanted $2 million. We couldn't afford that. We only had $500,000. So I negotiated with them from August of 17 until February of 19, and they finally decided to sell us the building for the money that we had.
Wow.
So now we got the building. So what's been going on the past 3.5 years? Getting contractors who you can trust to help you with it. And contractors were not kind to us, man. They ripped us off. They scammed us. They stole out the building.
And they'll do that. He's spitting facts here, okay? As a younger individual that was working on a bit of a project myself and that ultimately got something into fruition, doing my own thing and also putting it together kind of myself as well, a lot of contractor-ass niggas will try to give you unfair prices. Bro, a contractor came out to a facility that I was working on. Facility almost done. I ain't working on a school or nothing, but I got a little something, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I put doors in this particular area. But at the end of the day, I called these contractors, and a nigga gave me a quote for $10,000. Now, $10,000 wouldn't be a crazy thing. What does that have to do with any? That has nothing to do with. No, that's not what I just said. You dick sucking. All right, get off dick, and maybe if the saliva in your throat wasn't like so like crazy, it wouldn't leak into your ears and prevent you from hearing what the fuck I'm saying. I never said that. What I said was I was getting doors installed in a particular facility, and then boom, contractor said $10K for some fucking storm doors. Now, storm doors aren't that bad, okay? I had already did the storm doors, so I did the storm doors myself. But then afterwards, I said, yo, I just need screen doors. Screen doors, he still said 10,000. I'm like, nigga, that should be like 2,000-3,000 max for some double screen doors on top of some storms. Like, what are you talking about? So he's right. A lot of niggas in the contracting field / industry will definitely, you know what I'm saying, try to scam out. How am I lying? How am I a lesbian? All right, bro.
Con is real. The con and contractor.
I've been dealing with it for the last 5 years.
It's very real, brother.
Absolutely.
And
no way he just tried to make that
we
connection.
We had our second FDMG festival this past September the 10th. And I said, you know what? We may have to step outside the African-American community to get this done because we've been waiting 3 years for our people to help us. Not for
so
free.
He's saying niggas wasn't reliable. Whoa. That's pretty anti-black, Umar.
We could afford to pay them, but they wasn't being honest with us and straight up.
That's crazy.
And of course, we know that's not all of our contractors. We want to be clear.
That's
We've
crazy.
met a lot of decent contractors along the way, but the ones who we had to use because they was licensed and certified where we are, they didn't really do us right. So I said, let's go with some white folks.
You employed white folks over blacks. This is the real Snow Bunny crisis. They ain't gonna call him out on that though. Why they got a pride flag in the back knowing he homophobic?
And guess what? Here we are 90 days later, and the white contractors have gotten us to the finish line in 3 months.
Why they putting my nigga through that like that though?
Versus
Crazy.
3 years waiting on our own people.
So what does that say?
It says that we need the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy.
Word.
It says that black boys have to be raised and trained and how to be black men and how to be committed to the black community, because I think as a community we've lost our integrity, our honor, our loyalty, and our commitment. If I was who I am for black people, for the Mexican American community, that school would have been done 3 years ago. If I was who I am to the Asian community, the Anglo-Saxon community, the Native American community, that school gets done the first year we purchased it. Mm-hmm. We're not sitting here 3.5 years after purchase, just now getting to the finish line and needing white people to get us there.
And what is the curriculum going to?
Well, I mean, I get what he's saying, but like, you could have just kept looking low key. I ain't gonna lie. It is what it is. You could have just kept looking. You still could have kept it black. You just got tired of waiting. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I get what you're saying though. Like, I completely understand what you're saying, but you just got tired of waiting, which is fine, which is completely understandable, bro. If you gonna keep losing money after a certain time, bro. But just say you got impatient.
Look like
in addition to your required math, science, language, and social studies, we're going to have financial and economic science, critical, how to do your own taxes, real estate, international investments.
How to do your own taxes, real estate, internet, skills that actually help you in the long run. I like that. Okay, cool.
Business planning, because as we've talked about before, going to college is not automatically a recipe for success, but it is automatically a recipe for debt. So for those young men who want to go to college, we want to give them that ability to do that, but we also want to give them other means of making an economic impact and survival plan for their lives.
He's speaking facts right there.
So we got financial and economic. We have dietary and nutritional, how to eat to live, a lot of your Dr. Sebi type of information.
Okay, wait. Now you lost me. All right. Let's not do that. All right. Let's push that to the side real quick. All right. You can give me some information on certain shit that'll definitely help improve the quality of life through nutrition, but not the Sebi route. All right. We had already been down this road. We don't need to go down that road again. Let's calm down. Let's draw it back a little bit. You can go to nutrition route. Just draw it back just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he impatient because of all the accusations, but if he didn't want them, he probably should have announced the building, or shouldn't have announced the building until it was. Yeah, I agree with you. Ja.
Ila Africa, rest in peace to both of them.
He probably should have waited on the announcement until majority of it was done, is what Ja was saying.
Being there, agricultural and agronomical. We're going to teach them how to grow. They have to grow their own food in order to graduate. We have to become agriculturally self-sufficient. In addition to that, spiritual and astrological science. I want our young men to understand how African people related to God before Abraham, before Jesus, before Muhammad.
Okay, let's focus on the more practical skills that they can develop though right now, not necessarily spirituality, which is optional as you go through life. I still agree that having a strong spiritual foundation, even sometimes religious foundation, can help you on later in life. I just think that you should mainly stick to the tangible, skill set was definitely most beneficial to the average person in the moment. But there's nothing wrong with spirituality and all that other stuff. Nothing wrong with that at all. Just, make sure we get to the nitty gritty, to the facts, to the shit that you can touch and see and, what I'm saying, feel in the exact moment. You know what I'm saying? But I fuck with God.
Those religions, and all due respect to all of them, they're only Christianity is 2,000 years old. Islam is 1,500 years old. Judaism is about 4,000 or 5,000 years old. But traditional African culture and spirituality is more than 250,000 years old. We dealt with God far longer from a non-Abrahamic tradition than we have from an Abrahamic tradition. Nothing's wrong with those. But I want our children to understand how we deal with the ancestors, how we deal with the earth and the land. And so we're going to have that. There will also be science of the black family. So that includes science of the black man, the black woman, the black child, how to be a gentleman, how to take care of your woman, how to raise your children, how to be a leader in the community.
Okay, so he's basically saying social awareness teachings, which I think is good for young people to learn. Nothing wrong with that.
And of course, there will be military.
I don't think that should be an exclusively black thing, but sure, do it in the school that you're creating. But I think that should be something that most people implement into most schools.
And political science, if I didn't mention that. We do want to teach them survival skills.
Taught by a sexist is crazy. It sounds like that, yeah. Wait, why are you saying military? Wait, what did he say?
Military.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he said that. All right.
Teach your children how to be a leader in the community. And of course, there will be military, and political science, if I didn't mention that. We do want to teach them survival skills, traditional African martial
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. He just worded it wrong. He just worded it weird. But like, ain't nothing wrong with teaching like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe the gun thing, you know, a little too early for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. I'm so on the fence about this because on the one hand, I want to keep kids away from weapons and shit like that. On the other hand, I want them to be able to defend themselves too, knowing how crazy the world is. It's a very slippery slope.
arts, both with and without weapons, understanding the world
I just wouldn't describe it as military.
that we live in. Why is Africa the richest continent, but in the poorest condition? Why was Barack Obama made president and it had nothing to do with America reinventing herself? Okay, why has multiculturalism been used as a weapon against African people? So we want to make sure that we are graduating well-rounded young men who can go anywhere in the world and build independent communities. We are a nation.
What about, you know, the young women too, though? Like, you only talking about the young men, bro. Like, what do young women need to learn about, you know what I'm saying, they shit too? You ain't got, like, specific courses, you know, geared toward young black women? I think you should do that.
Building a
Because if you empower young black women, you are empowering young black men too. You know, you got to work on both. I don't want you to miss the other one. You know what I'm saying?
We are not college prep. We are not military prep. We are not trade school prep.
Of course, he can only speak from his perspective. I would like to think that he would employ, you know what I'm saying, a black woman to kind of be able to guide that lane too, though. I'm not hearing it yet, but I got to keep listening. You know what I'm saying? They gonna learn to cook. Okay.
But above all that, we are nation building prep.
Can you answer that President Obama question? I'd like to know the answer to that.
Oh, Barack Obama was made president for two reasons. Domestically, he was made president to force alternative sexual lifestyles onto black children, sexual confusion as a means of population control.
Okay, well here go to and you lost me. I don't get this population control narrative because niggas are being born every second. If there is a population control narrative, niggas ain't listening. Ain't it like 9 billion niggas here already? Like, what do you mean?
And internationally, he was made president.
And to be fair, I'm not saying that I want less niggas, even though that would be great. Resourceful wise, wouldn't we benefit from having less niggas on the planet? I'm not saying that like cool. I'm just saying though, like, chill, okay? Like, what you mean? What master plan is there?
To go to Africa and to force AFRICOM there, to build military bases all throughout the continent. And guess what? There's been about 6 coups in Africa over the past year, and every single coup was in a country with a United States military base. No coincidence. America only practices democracy when the person who—
I mean, don't make that a weird take, because, like, definitely we need less people. Before, like, until you can learn to take care of the people that are currently here, stop having more. You're so obsessed with like this narrative that you've built up in your head that they want people to stop having kids. I think that's a beautiful fucking idea, because if you learn how to take care of them before you have them, maybe you wouldn't have to deal with the whole black trauma as much, because you could address it before it, you know, happens to the new generation, before the next one is born. So maybe stop having the kids, maybe, you know what I'm saying, get on some contraceptives, get on some birth control, get on some fucking vasectomies, on some shit like that, until you learn how to fucking raise a child. And then we don't have to go through this whole back and forth about black trauma and having to, you know, keep raising them to kind of learn to love themselves and shit like that. You know what I mean? But other than that, like, don't push the whole like population narrative, because that's dumb as fuck.
who wins the election has an agenda that is in the interest of America. Charlemagne, you can be elected president, but if your agenda is not in the interest of the white power structure, you will be overthrown. Democracy only lasts as long.
And there are black gay niggas, bro. There was black gay niggas before Obama came out, so I don't know what he's talking about.
As the person winning the election is favorable to the agenda of the power structure.
Well, I think you see that all the time, especially with the GOP. You saw that in Georgia, right? They didn't care if Herschel
Nigga said like me.
Walker was a terrible candidate. They knew that if he got into the Senate, he was going to do the bidding of the GOP.
Who won the runoff?
Warnock.
Warnock won.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say to that.
Say it.
And my maternal ancestry is from Georgia. It didn't make a difference if Warnock won. It didn't make a difference if Herschel Walker won, because both of them are candidates who are aligned with two white racist political parties. The Democratic Party don't care about black people. The Republican Party don't care about black people. Raphael Warnock hasn't done nothing his first term. He's not going to do nothing his second term.
I don't like this take. I feel like it's so reductive to people who trying to vote. Like, obviously, neither political party is going to fully align with your personal interests, but that doesn't mean don't vote, because there can't be one that aligns closest to what you think could be beneficial to your future. Like, that don't mean, like, you're never gonna find a nigga. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you're never gonna find a nigga who is completely 100% got your best interest at heart in the political field. There's not gonna be a single political party. So I don't know where he's going with this. It's just where he's going with this feels like, okay, yeah, so like we shouldn't even like entertain. Don't vote Democrat. Don't, like, there's not go with what best suits your interests. That is what you vote for.
And if Herschel Walker would have won, it would have been the same thing. One of the things we have to do as black people, we have to get off this Republican Democratic political dichotomy because it does not serve us and it wasn't created for our interests. That is a white intellectual conversation, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. Our dichotomy is not democracy or republicanism. Our dichotomy is freedom or oppression. That's the black dichotomy. Who belongs to the Freedom Party? Who belongs to the House Negro Party? That's it. Look at the Congressional Black Caucus. 59 African Americans, and more than half of them are old enough to be your grandparents. Why do we have people in the CBC in their 70s, in their 80s, in their 60s? Don't get me wrong. In African culture, we believe an old man for counsel and a young man for war. Mm-hmm. But look who we got in D.C. fighting for.
The gears in his head is turning real crazy
justice for
right
African people. They're senior citizens. And we wonder why nothing's getting done, because they don't want to pass the baton. And this is an issue that we have had in the black community for a long time. Not just Congressional Black Caucus, Black Church, Black Community Organization, where we don't want to pass the baton to the next generation. And why not? Black men and women are seldom given an opportunity to experience real power. So when we get a taste of real power, we don't like to give it up because we're not used to it. That's why you got 100-year-old pastors running churches when you got 20 and 30-year-old young pastors in the same congregation who will never get a chance to give a sermon.
I mean, I understand what he's saying, I do, but at the same time, it's like white old niggas that don't want to pass the baton either. Like, I get what he's saying, though. I do. I understand what he's saying. And what he's saying, in theory, makes a lot of sense. But since there are so many white folks who've had so much power and so much opportunity to do the kind of things that he's describing right now, there are just as many examples of them falling to the same pitfalls of the same things that he's talking about right now than there are black. But I get what he mean, though. I do. I completely understand what he mean.
That's why you see so many old leaders in black organizations, because they don't want to pass the baton, because the old black man's ego is bigger and stronger than the young black man's ego.
And I want to go back to something you said about Obama. You know, Obama was opposed to same-sex marriage in 2008.
Oh, when he ran.
Yeah.
But the power structure told him you're going to support this when you get in there.
That was the second term.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the agenda had not yet been set, but when the agenda was set, he had to carry it out because Obama belonged to a white racist political party.
Let me ask you a question. The students that want to attend your school.
Yes, sir.
Is there
Thank you.
Is there anything, what are the qualifications if there are any?
Be black.
I mean,
there's really no qualifications.
So be black. So it doesn't matter if you're gay or straight. It doesn't matter if you're mixed.
Oh God, no! Like, I didn't think this through. It's about to be a whole bunch of black gay kids, a whole bunch of black trans kids that come up. He gonna be like, not you.
Or anything you can.
Well, a mixed African.
Oh my God!
For those of us who are revolutionary Pan-African nationalists, Garveyites, a mixed African is considered an African. Mm-hmm. I do not discriminate between a black man with a white mother or a black man with a black mother, or a black woman with a white father, or a black woman with a black father. If one of your parents is an African, we accept you as an African as long as you identify. You have to be psychologically black, and you also have to be biologically black.
Yeah, but what age is going to this school for a kid to say, yeah, I'm black, and fully understand what that means?
You understand, but we don't take issue with mixed race.
Like if a 3 or 4 or 5 year old come in there on some like, I don't really know what I am. Are you gonna let him in still?
Many of the greatest Pan-Africanists who ever lived were mixed race. There's even some argument that the greatest revolutionary of all time in his country, the Prophet Nat Turner, he may have been of mixed race.
Quit saying 20%, bro. Like that was like I low key called him and they was like, yo, we might have gave you the wrong results.
His mother may have been raped by the slave master. You see, so we don't take issue over that. On the plantation, you had no control how you came into this world. Now, with that being said,
he talking?
It's important that black men and black women, even if they be mixed race Africans, they understand that we will not perpetuate that mistake because it does not benefit the black community. So although you may have
He called them niggas mistakes.
a white parent, you will only produce children with someone who looks like you.
Be careful drinking that. That's called liquid death now. You should.
It's water.
Look at the can.
It's water.
Just want to make sure.
I actually think
you
that's.
don't want to get my brother nothing. Just get you some regular water, man.
There's no more water.
There's water in a can called liquid death? What?
The CIA
Or is he am I just dumb?
is the CIA in here today?
No, I think that's Wiz
Okay.
Khalifa's water. Actually, I think he said.
Oh, okay.
Wiz Khalifa from PA, so
bad.
that might
Okay.
be okay.
Okay.
I ain't never
I'ma
heard
be
that or
careful
seen it a
'cause
day
I know
in my
when Brother
life.
Malcolm went to the Middle East, they poisoned his drink.
Oh my God.
I think
Malcolm
I heard
had to
that
get
before, yeah.
pumped. They tried to kill Malcolm in the Middle East.
We
Johnny,
ain't trying to kill you. We ain't trying to kill you. We
I know
promise.
y'all not,
Okay.
but I don't know who else around here.
Oh my God. This nigga just said he was Martin Luther King.
Okay, Johnny Cochran was poisoned. And you know
Okay.
Johnny Cochran was murdered because Johnny Cochran was on the verge of finding out, or he was going to determine how much reparations America owes African people.
Nigga, regardless of how much reparations America owes black people, that's just not happening.
Right after that,
Y'all gotta get off this boat. Oh, my bad. That's crazy. I did not mean it like that. Y'all gotta get off this plane. I'm saying though, like you can't like that one's just not happening. That's not happening, bro.
Johnny Cochran ends up dead.
I gave up
Patrice
on that
Lumumba
dream a
in the
long
Congo,
time ago.
First Democratic
Even if they find out the amount, you not getting it.
the elected prime minister of the Congo, they poisoned his daughter in trying to poison him. The CIA
That's not a
through the
quote.
toothpaste. So we got to be clear that there's a history. Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, a leader of the New Black Panther Party, he may have also been poisoned.
Bro,
So,
I'm gonna get a soundbite out of this interview.
We got to be careful
100%.
about what we eat and what we drink, especially me.
So what do you think about the study of HR 40? You know what I mean? Because I mean that study is
The reparations bill.
Yeah, it's the reparations bill that's supposed to see and determine, who gets reparations and how much reparations.
Well, let's take it a step further. The state of California
Oh,
legislature
God.
just approved in the past few days
Okay.
a bill that will give each African American
I
in the state
didn't
of
add, I'm
California
I will, though.
$233,000 as a reparations payment.
I
Now,
think that's some bullshit. I think Gavin Newsom is just doing that because reparations is going to be the buzzword for 2024 to get black people energized.
it is, and it's also a trap. Now, first of all, the reparations movement comes out of the Pan-Africanist movement. We gave birth to reparations. It's not
God.
anything new. That's our thing, although it's for the whole people. A cash payout for reparations is a trap.
We coming.
And the reason a cash payout for reparations is a trap is because so much of what needs to be fixed in American society for African people will take more than cash to do it.
Yeah, how the fuck did he get away from that? Wait, how did he get out of the gay question? Low key, I just noticed how he just slid past that. What did he say?
In other words, I give DJ Envy $233,000. Or if I take the Bob Johnson plan, he said each American
I don't even know how he slid past that.
is due $350,000, right? I give you $350,000. Does that stop mass incarceration?
Nope.
Does that stop miseducation? Does that stop gentrification? Does that stop police genocide? Does that guarantee us access to wealth? I mean, in the state of California, what can you get with $233,000? I'm not even sure if that's enough for a house.
Wait, is that per person that they're referencing? Like 233K, like per person? Is that what he just was saying? Nigga said 3 Teslas. Yo, I hate Teslas, bro. We'll talk about that another time.
And on top of that, the minute they give you the payment, they can reduce the value of the payment through inflation. So I can flood the economy with money so the 233 is only worth 120 in about 24 hours. And then guess what they're going to do after they give the reparations to African people?
What they
They're
gonna
going
do?
to find subsidy programs to give to the LGBTQ, to the women, to immigrants, to other people.
Nigga said to the women, to LGBTQ, is if black don't encompass those.
So at the end of the day, what looked like a step up for black people would be a step back. If I was was in charge of the reparations conversation.
It's like sometimes when people have this conversation, they alienate black people to such a high degree that they cannot also be women, cannot also be girls, cannot also be gay, cannot also be like they can only be black, and that is it.
Number one, control of all black music must only be done through the black community.
I agree with that.
No non-African can control our music. Prince, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Biggie, Tupac. If the publishing, if the marketing, if the promotion, if the recording is not,
but that, I mean, it's incredibly unrealistic. But like, I agree with it.
Controlled by black people, that has to change. We own our own music. Nobody can own, sell, produce, publish, promote black music but black people.
Why that?
I mean, you would like that to be the case, but the way shit is, like, it's owned by others. Unfortunately, a lot of it. So. Like, I get what you're saying, but as long as there's that guy who's got his hand out offering the kid who needs to, you know what I'm saying, get a lick or get his come up, $500,000 to $1 million, sometimes $2 million, sometimes $10 million, for his hit single or for an album that they want to recoup their money on, people, they gonna keep taking it unless there's alternatives that are offered. And if they aren't offered, then yeah, this is going to be the system that you're talking about constantly. So I don't know what the alternative is, but
That's
yeah,
so important.
I get what he's saying, and I'm completely on board.
Music is one of America's leading export industries. America makes more money off black music than almost anything else that she sells. So if we control the music, we have a steady stream of global revenue where we can build a black Wall Street in every single city in America for black people. That's how much money will be coming in from black music. That's one. Two, all black inventions return to us permanently. Everything we invented is a permanent patent for Africans. And if you want to use it, you must pay us a percentage. The cell phone, we invented that. Internet, that's ours. Hell,
I'm like, he sounds very, very convincing right now. But personally, like I said, I don't know much of anything about black inventions, education, whatever the fuck it is when I was growing up. But at the end of the day, he sounds convincing. You got to show me the proof. That's all.
Helicopter, that's ours. Self-lubricating engine, the microphone, the stop sign, the walkie-talkie. Why are those lights on right now? Because a black man named Lewis Latimer wrote a textbook that taught China, the UK, Canada, and America how to light up a whole city at night. Without Lewis Latimer, you don't get street lights at night. You don't get constant illumination anywhere in the world.
I don't even be going out at night like that, for real, but
So guess what? Anybody running lights, you paying black people. Take back ownership of our music. Take back ownership of our inventions. Next on the list is all the confiscated lands. We had hundreds of thousands of acres of land stolen from us between 1865 and Malcolm's assassination in 1965. We need to put together a research team that's going to investigate all the land that was stolen from African people and return it back. Since most of our people are dealing with homelessness, we have the highest homelessness rate in black America since the 60s. If we can get our land back, that will go a long way to getting a lot of our single mothers and their children off the street. In addition to that, America has about 10 major exports: gold, oil, water, electricity. We get a 25% cut permanently. This is perpetual.
Again, the intensity at which he is speaking right now is lovely, but you're coming in with demands with very, very shaky evidence and or proof, and you're basically just saying, hey, let's get together a research team, not knowing what the fuck they gonna find.
Every time America makes a dollar, we get 25 cents of that dollar as part of the reparations payment. American Africans, 60% of us make up 10 states. All 10 of the states that represent 60% of us are seaboarding states. We should automatically control the port so we know what's coming in, what's going out, and we also get a percentage of that. But here's my
I see how he convinced niggas to help him build the school. I completely understand. Because, like, he got me on board with a bunch of shit. Not really, but on board with a bunch of shit. And then it's like 2 seconds later, okay, but how we gonna get it done though?
Biggest issue with reparations, 3. 1, psychological damages. I'm not hearing enough of the reparations talking heads discuss enough about the psychological damages. You know you can get far more from what you're owed psychologically than you can ever get for 243 years of unpaid labor on the plantation.
He talked like a cell phone salesman, like a cell phone case salesman at the mall. Like, he just convincing you gotta have this.
The psychological damage is what affects us the most. Every time you see a black man with a white woman, that's psychological damage.
Okay, this is the conversation I'm trying to have here. Let's see what we talking about.
Every time you see a black woman with a blonde wig on her head, that's psychological damage.
Okay, wait, huh? What if she want to be you know what I'm saying, like an anime character for a day?
Every time you see a little black boy or girl playing with a white doll instead of a black doll, that's psychological damage. When you see a black man take the life of another black man.
What if I play with a Goku character? I had a Super Saiyan 4 doll when I was a kid, like real growing up. I had a Super Saiyan 4 like Goku. Like what does that count as? He was like half human, half monkey. Is that racist?
And that's psychological damage. America owes us more for the psychological Holocaust than she can ever owe for the labor. So we need to talk more about that. In addition to that, I don't hear nobody talking about the role the Arabs played in the transatlantic slave trade. I don't hear anybody talking about the role that the European Jews played in the slave trade. I don't hear nobody talk about the role that the Catholic Church played in the slave trade. If we're going to talk about reparations, bring every group that was responsible, those who financed the slave ships.
That'd be Nigerians too, though.
Okay, let's talk about that.
I was trying to let him finish. So I didn't expect him to cut him off.
Was participation from some
I did not expect Charlamagne to cut him off.
African kingdoms. We know that Dahomey, for example, which was popularized in the Lion King movie. The Woman King movie. There was some African participation, but guess what? The transatlantic slave trade was a European operation. It was controlled.
My God, bro. This nigga is jokes.
It was financed by Europeans. When many of the African nations found out what was really being done to us, because in Africa there was no concept of chattel slavery. There was no such thing as owning people forever. There was no such thing as perpetual ownership of an entire family line or a bloodline. You understand? There was no such thing as being dehumanized.
Okay.
European slavery stripped African people of our humanity. There's no precedent for that in the world before European chattel slavery. They didn't know what they were getting into. They were wrong and can be held accountable. But let's not take the onus off of the true power structure.
Well, so what he's trying to say is that like Nigerian niggas was selling niggas not under the context of like, hey yo, these niggas can't do nothing. They not like slaves, and the European niggas that was buying them was like, nah, these slaves. Like that's what he was trying to say. Like he's trying to say like the Nigerian niggas was like, yo, like they slaves, but like not for real though. And then the European was like, oh, yeah, we got you, bro. We got you. And then it was like, nah, like we lied. As soon as we got home, we lied. No McDonald's here. Like, that's what he's saying.
Behind slavery, and that was the white man.
I didn't say Portuguese.
Oh, Portuguese was in it. The Dutch was in it. The Italians was in it. The Germans was in it. Who didn't have a hand either in slavery outright or colonization that came after it? And when you factor in colonization with slavery, you can't possibly blame an African nation for that because they suffered during colonization as much as we did in slavery. So
you just said a whole bunch of that shit, but at the end of the day, if I'm giving a nigga away for some change, I gotta know in the back of my mind, yo, he probably gonna get fucked up wherever he going. Fuck you mean you didn't know? Yes, I'm 57. I'm playing the part. Y'all want to dick suck so much, I'm gonna play the fucking part.
So I reject any proposal that wants to make African people more liable for slavery than the white people who owned, controlled, expanded, and benefited.
Oh yeah, I get that. 100% I'm on his side with that, because some people take that as a, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, since they sold them, they are they're the main niggas that we gotta look at. Nah, nigga. Because they won in America. That's obvious. No, that's really not obvious. That's actually a very common counter argument, quote unquote, counter argument that a lot of conservatives, I won't just limit it to conservatives, but a lot of new blacks, a lot of the new blacks, there's a lot of new blacks out here that are basically saying some shit like, oh, but did you know that like, black people sold black people? Did you know that black niggas sold black people? That's their talking point. That's a lot of their argument. And then they try to pass the blame off to the niggas that were selling niggas.
I agree with that. Yeah, they're definitely not more liable. It's just like you said, everybody.
Nor are they equally liable.
Are equally. Everybody needs to be at the table.
Absolutely. But Africa don't owe us reparations. They owe us as a people internal reparations, just like we owe ourselves as a people internal reparations. Here's what I want to say. We are entitled to reparations. We will get it. But let us be clear something.
No, we won't.
Money isn't going to fix many of the problems that we have. Money isn't going to stop the back and forth accusations and tearing down that's going on all over the internet between black men and black women. Money not going to stop that. Money ain't going to make the black man love the white woman.
I mean, it'll help. It's not it's a lot of issues that it'll help. I will say that, but it's not
anymore. You understand me? Money.
Wait, did he say on? Nah, he didn't say that. Don't say
something. Money isn't going to fix many of the problems that we have. Money isn't going to stop the back and forth accusations and tearing down that's going on all over the internet between black men and black women.
He said the internet.
Money not going to stop that. Money ain't going to make the black man love the white woman anymore. You understand me? Money is not going to remove the self-hatred complex that so many African people have within us. There's so much that we have to do on our own that money cannot buy. So anybody who thinks that money is going to reverse.
I agree with him, but the fucked up part is American slavery wasn't even just slavery. It was just dehumanizing Africans. It was just under the name of slavery. It was way worse than the definition of slavery. I completely agree with you. Tries to actually spitting facts for once.
The psychological Holocaust is insane. It has its place, but it is not a panacea for all of our problems. And I am of the opinion that if you don't change the way we think before we get reparations, if you don't build an infrastructure for African people before we get reparations, you change nothing else about African people.
Yeah, Charles got hacked.
Can we please talk about Jerry Jones?
Yes, we can. You recently posted a picture of
Okay, I will tell you this right now. I know nothing about the Jerry Jones shit. You know what I'm saying? I do. I know it's an old nigga that said some shit or was attending some racist shit or something like that. That's all I know. I don't really know shit about Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? I know I saw a clip of Stephen A. Smith or some shit like taking up for the nigga or saying like, why are you upset? Blah, 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 blah. But if I'm about to get context, cool.
what?
They try to slander our brother over here.
Talk to me.
About what?
Over the summer, I guess there was a video of you, I guess,
at the Cherry Hill Mall.
They tried to say you had jungle fever, doctor.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Explain.
Jungle fever in the mall.
Okay, let me tell you what happened.
I thought we talked to him about that already.
No,
Somebody tried to hack my phone.
No, that's crazy. That is crazy. No, he did not just say
let me tell you what
that.
happened.
I thought we talked to him about that already.
Somebody tried to hack my phone. An iPhone. It went out. My phone never went out. I call iPhone.
That is
They
hilarious.
say, okay, we have an appointment for you. I said, I'm in Philadelphia. Apple.
Oh my
Closest
God.
place, Cherry Hill Mall, Apple Store. No problem. I ain't got no phone. I need my phone. I go to Cherry
That's
Hill
the
Mall.
whitest apple of all apples.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's the clip. That's the clip. Yes. Oh my God. Unless we get something better. That's the clip. Oh nah.
So I go to Cherry Hill Mall.
That's the clip.
They work
You're
on
right.
my phone. It's taking forever for my.
No, I gotta hear that again. I'm sorry. I gotta hear that one more time.
Apple. An iPhone.
We talked to him about that already.
Somebody tried to hack my phone. An iPhone. It went out. My phone never went out. I call iPhone. They say, okay.
I call iPhone.
Appointment for you. I said, I'm in Philadelphia. Apple. Closest place, Cherry Hill Mall, Apple Store. No problem. I ain't got no phone. I need my phone. I go to Cherry Hill Mall.
That's the whitest apple of all apples.
Yes, sir. So I go to Cherry Hill Mall. They working on my phone. It's taking forever for my appointment to come up. I said, let me find something to do. I go get me some suits.
Oh no.
Go back, get the phone fixed. I'm on my way out the mall. I'm done.
Oh no.
I see him stand in the middle with incense, oils,
No, I'm
crystals.
crying.
I'm into all that.
I'm
I said, okay, this must be a sister. Let me go over here. I'm looking through the incense. Young white lady come around. She said, can I help you? I said, this your stand? Because I'm like, because this was black people stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm like, she said, yes, my stand. She had a little foreign accent. I said, no problem. So I buy some incense. A brother stops by. Can I take
Wait, the white woman had a foreign accent? Okay, no, that makes sense.
a picture? Sure. I get a rock. Sister come by. Can I take a picture? Some more youth come by. Can I take a picture?
Yo, calling young niggas youth. Oh my God. I'm never that old, bro. Y'all can shit on me a lot. I'm never that old. Second of all, again, this is a prime example of a story that sounds completely fabricated, but I 100% believe because he's telling it.
The white girl started looking at me like, who are you? Like, why is everybody stopping asking you for a picture? I said, I'm Dr. Umar. I'm a psychologist.
And this is true. When niggas see niggas take pictures with you, then they start wanting to take pictures with you, even if they don't know who you are at all. 100%. So this sounds believable, what he's saying right now.
Her phone. She said, well, let me see where you are. I said, go to YouTube, type in Umar Johnson Breakfast Club. That's exactly what I took. That's exactly what I took. Right. So she pulls out her phone and she go to Umar Johnson Breakfast Club. She said, that is you. I said, that's me. Some coons at a nearby restaurant are filming the whole thing. But when they post it, they don't post the prelude to the conversation. If they would have showed everybody stopping, they would have knew she must have been curious about who he is. Yeah. They cut that off, and they just showed me with her phone like I'm giving her my number. Can I get your number, baby? Blah, 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 blah. All I was doing was confirming that that's who I am. Don't you know they went up there and interviewed her?
No.
That girl they interviewed her all week.
The people that recorded you?
Negroes from YouTube ran to the Cherry Hill Mall and got a sat down with the snow bunny.
Are you one of Dr. Umar's wives? Is what they were
Prelude is hilarious.
And she told the truth, though. And I appreciate it. She said all he did was shop. I wanted to know who he was. Everybody was stopping to talk to him. He told me to go to YouTube Breakfast Club, and he was just confirmed.
Hey,
that was it.
Umar,
I picked up my bag and walked off. They didn't even show me walk off.
I don't think you realize how funny it is. That's like a Dr. Umar trap. We're going to set up the incense.
That is
in
hilarious.
The rocks, but when he go over there, snow bunny.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So it was crazy, but I'm glad she was honest because she could have. She could have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, your whole career could have been over.
I think you hate white people. You don't hate white people. Yeah.
I have conversations with white folks all the time. Arabs, Chinese, East Indian.
Bro, I don't trust any nigga that say I'm not racist but call Arabs Arabs. I'm sorry. I know he probably don't mean nothing by it. It's just the way it come out, bro. It's not good.
I have people who watch my work from
bad,
all over the world.
bro.
I was just stopped in the airport by an Asian who works for, what do you call the security? TSA. He came right over to me. I'm taking my shoes off. He said, hey, I'm a big, about 40-year-old Asian man. I'm not sure if he was Chinese or Japanese, but he said, I'm a big fan of your work. Keep on doing what you're doing. Asian. I had a group of white boys run up to me at the airport. I was in Dallas, Texas. He named
one Asian.
To take a picture. I took the picture. Why do I do that? People say, why you take pictures when white folks stop you? Because it's important for the world to know that my agenda is not hate. My agenda is African liberation. I'm opposed to white supremacy. I'm not opposed to white people. My priority is my own people, but I have nothing against yours. I'm unapologetically African. But the problem is historically, any black man who is unapologetically African, Malcolm,
talk to him,
Marcus Garvey, Stokely Carmichael, Huey
Nigga said unless they gay.
Newton, anybody who is that way, we will automatically brand it as anti-everybody else. That is not true. We are Africans. We are the original humanitarians of the planet Earth. We have never been against another people, but I am unapologetically committed to my own.
So you don't hate white people. You just don't.
I don't hate nobody.
Want to see black people.
I became a psychologist to help people, and in my work,
bro, I'm sorry. This is having this flag behind him is so funny. It's the funniest shit in the world because I feel like the nigga dead cannot see it or he just don't know it's there.
I do work with all races.
Just having it in the back is the funniest shit in the world to me.
Because we need the most help. Charity starts at home. And so therefore I make no apologies about being for black people. I make no apologies about saying a black man has no business being with another woman, Ime Udoka and TJ Holmes. I make no apologies about that because we got to save ourselves.
What's your thoughts on that? Since
let's go to Jerry. Let's stop you speeding now. Let's go to Jerry.
Yeah, take it slow, nigga.
What Dr. Umar is saying, other communities say that and nobody has a problem with it.
Nobody says nothing. Yeah. Nobody says nothing.
Okay.
Ime Udoka and TJ Holmes. First of all, what they did was wrong. You had no business having relations with another man's wife if, in fact, those women were married. It's wrong.
Wait.
Husband, white, black.
Hold on. Oh, he's talking about the newscasters? I think he's talking about the newscaster niggas. Oh, yo, I ain't gonna lie though. I can't lie. I called iPhone. It's hilarious. I ain't gonna lie. I saw that situation and the Celtics coach. Yeah. I didn't mean they were both newscasters. One. From what I understand, old boy, the coach, was fooling around with, you know what I'm saying, He fucked up. I ain't gonna hate on the other woman that he, you know what I'm saying, he got with, but it is what it is. But the other niggas, I ain't gonna lie, they just look like a happy couple to me. Like, I don't know what his real wife look like, but personally, I don't blame little bro. Hold on, let me go find him real quick. TJ Holmes. Nigga said TJ Maxx. TJ Holmes. What's her name? Amy Robach. Robust. Roback. Whatever. I don't fucking know. Look at these niggas, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Look at these niggas and tell me that these niggas don't look happy as fuck. Look at these niggas. Now, I'm not saying that this is black love. But these niggas is, they getting it in at the house, at the hotel. I mean, they getting it in at the hotel, bro. And this is the prime definition of never let your wife get in the way of your true love. You know what I mean? I get it. I know it's fucked up. She was married too. But at the end of the day, like, I just feel the chemistry oozing between these. Look at these niggas. Look like they've been married for years. They look like they childhood friends on some shit. Why would I hate on this? They look good together. I can't be mad at this. Amy and TJ? You those are two names that have known each other since they were born. He on his third. Okay, well, I didn't know all that. They just, I'm saying, it looked like they got a chemistry going. They vibing. Look at these niggas every frame. Cheating is still bad. I'm not saying it's okay. Is cheating bad or is cheating just not optimal? Let's have a dialogue. Feel me? Now, it's not the situation that you think, okay, this is the best thing for me or my relationship, but we don't have any context. What if these niggas just got exposed and we don't even know on some real shit what they was doing or dealing with at the house? Let's have a real conversation, because a lot of the time with these marriages, y'all are split up, aka separated, and y'all haven't gone public with the separation, and then you end up seeing other people, and then other niggas see you seeing other people, and then boom, all of a sudden it's an affair happening. When really low key, it could have been on some, we already been separated. You know what I mean? That's not what happened? Well, okay, look. Regardless, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If this is the type of chemistry I have, if this is the type of chemistry I have, like, I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to see it through. Look at these niggas, bro. You can't look at these niggas and say they ain't happy. They both unemployed as shit right now. Probably never going to get cast as another on news anchors anywhere else ever. Professional relationship or professional careers done. But they at the house fucking up a storm. They having a biracial baby right now, 25% black. They diluting the bloodline as we speak. Umar over here chilling, crazy. He's sitting up there shaking his head at this nigga. I get it. I understand. But fuck. I'm not letting my wife tear my girlfriend down in this way, bro. I'm not. You can call it stupid. You can call it toxic. I'm not mad at their decision. And they look happy together. Now, his wife, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to you. Look up his wife. I don't want to get her in trouble. TJ Holmes' actual wife. I don't know why I'm typing in actual, but I'm going to just type in actual. Yeah, it's not the same. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with her. It's just not the same. There's nothing wrong with her. It's just not the same. That's all. I'm not getting the same level of happiness from these images that I get from the others. That's all I'm saying. They look cool. They look on some brother-sister shit. You feel me? On some sibling shit. On some, we drunk and I got to take my brother or I got to take my sister home because I'm not letting a random nigga take her home. You know what I'm saying? But like on some chill shit, on some other shit, bro. Like you don't look at these niggas and tell me like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Relax. Why is what on my mind? This is like looking at Naruto and Hinata together, then looking at a picture of Sakura. No, because Sakura don't got the type of chemistry that Hinata been there since day one for Naruto and some shit. Sakura just not catching up, and she low key, they not vibing. They not that same vibe. I don't even know how that's a fair comparison. These niggas look like they've been friends forever. And they finally said, yo, you know what? These niggas, you know what? That's what they are. They're giving me the vibe that, yo, if we don't get married by a certain age, we just gonna fuck it and get married. That's their vibe. I've had conversations like that with friends before. That's what happened here. If we don't find anybody by this age, we just gonna get married. That's their vibe. And they did it. And when you say that, because you got this person as a fuck buddy the whole time. Like, hey, yo, we just fucking around. I love you, you love me on some chill shit. When shit not going right with your nigga, you come over here, go crazy. Shit not going right with me, I come over there, go crazy. And then we both know that we not really planning on getting married. So we can marry each other low key. But he actually went through with it. I feel like they known each other in the background, in the back scenes for years, bro. I just feel like that. That's the marriage conversation right here, bro. They gonna get married. Because he not letting that go. He not leaving that behind. So me personally, I feel what Dr. Umar's saying. Don't get me wrong. It's not 20% kicking. But he gonna have to just shut the fuck up on this one and let niggas live. A part of black liberation is allowing black people to choose who the fuck they want to be with. Personally, I think that's the American dream. That should be the dream. So if you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? That to me is the best liberation of all. That's just me personally. I'm not going to force somebody to be with somebody they don't really want to be with if it's in the interest of just quote unquote being part of the blacks. Feel me? I like it. Don't get me wrong. I could be a proud black man. I'm saying this as a person who loves black women who has primarily dated black women my whole life. So you can't come at me the same way you coming at TJ Holmes. But anyway, I'm saying, like, that's what the actual black liberation dream should be. Doing whatever the fuck you want to do without reference to or having to speak to this or imaginary authoritative black god that is basically just social media if you do something that they don't agree with. I want everybody to be loved. You know what I'm saying? So just chill out, gang. TJ Holmes doing his thing. To me, hey, black king still. Half black king, quarter black, whatever the fuck I don't know what's going on.
Purple is wrong. Adultery is wrong.
Now, Nia Long one to me is just that's inexcusable personally. That's just inexcusable to me personally, bro.
But it's even more wrong because you chose to go outside your community and do it. It's even more wrong because you chose to go into the white power structure and do it. They were not chastised because they committed adultery. Celebrities do it all the time. They were not chastised for that. They were chastised because they failed to keep in mind that black men get the white women that other white men genuinely do not want.
He's saying black men get the white women that other white men don't want. Is that what he's saying? Hold on, let me go back. Let me hear him spit real quick.
Chastised for that. They were chastised because they failed to keep in mind that black men get the white women that other white men genuinely do not want.
That's what he's trying to say. Okay.
You don't get the top of the line white women. You don't. You get leftovers. Look at most of our celebrities. They did not marry women who came from the richest white families.
I mean, based off class, sure. Based off attraction, I don't really know. Attraction is so subjective. I can't really say. I guess he has high tier white people in his mind when he's saying that. But if we're going based off class, I guess I haven't seen, but I don't even know too many high up white women. I guess that, like, who's high up as a white woman in America? I don't know. That has like a what do you call it? Margot Robbie money. I'm talking about money wise. He's talking about marrying into or being with, like, how many of these white women have like pick of the litter options when it comes to like financial shit. Like, are you going to see an Ivanka Trump with a black man? Most likely not. Are you going to see, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. People that have like power in America or whatever, like big money. Kardashians don't really count. I mean, they count, but they don't. They're white passing for the most part. I guess they're all white. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they are, but sure. So in this context, if you want to reference the Kardashian family, like all them niggas are trying to be with niggas basically. So I don't know. I don't know who else. Melinda Gates. What is she? The next? Is she Bill Gates' ex-wife? She got a black man, don't she? Melinda Gates is married. Not married, but like she's with a black man right now, right? Martha Stewart. I know she been around the block. Sorry. I don't even know what she on, but I don't care. Martha just I just can't imagine Martha Stewart being racist. I just can't. Meryl Streep, another one I can't imagine being racist. But you see what I'm saying here? Like, it's only a few white women in America that I can think of that have that intense of a financial overbearing arc that also kind of get to pick and choose. I get the point. I understand the point that he's trying to make here, though. It's hard for me to think of examples that fit what he's saying.
Black money and white money don't behave the same. New black money and old white money have two totally different personalities. New black money will jump on any poor white girl and make her a billionaire, Tiger Woods.
Did he make someone a billionaire? Oh yeah, Tiger Woods has always been married to a white woman, hasn't he? Did he cheat on his white woman with another white woman though? Or am I tripping? That's kind of crazy. I know she was sick. You're not supposed to do this to me. That's when his shit really came out. Anyway, I'm saying on this, sure he's right. But I don't really see, again, it's hard for me to think of like new white money getting with old white money too. I don't know. Either I'm not tapped in like that, or I just don't see who the new millionaires, who the new white millionaires that are getting with old white millionaire money. I don't see that.
Rich white money doesn't operate that way, you see. The sin of Ime Udoka and the sin of TJ Holmes is you had an affair with a white man's wife. This is a desirable white woman. Somebody loves her and is married to her, and you had the audacity to take her away from her husband being a Negro. That's why they had to be sat down. And if I could speak with Ime Udoka, I would have to ask him, on top of all that, you chose a woman from the Mormon church. Her family is Mormon. The Mormons historically are one of the most racist
Nigga, he not thinking about that. He trying to get his dick wet. That's it.
denominations.
I get what he's saying though. Like all the other shit, bro. Long term, I get what you saying, bro. He just wanted his dick sucked, bro. That's all it was, bro.
Of the Christian religion. Did you know they did not ordain black ministers?
He wasn't thinking about Mormon niggas. He definitely wasn't thinking about God or Jesus. Definitely wasn't thinking about Nia Long. He said, yo, dick, mouth, that is it. That's all that's on my mind right now.
Until 1978. Their most famous leader, Brigham Young, he said the devil was black, and he also justified the enslavement of African people by way of the curse of Canaan. Ham was cursed for uncovering his father's nakedness, and as a result of that curse be the firstborn, Canaan. So the Mormon church and Brigham Young and their other leaders said that black people's skin was black, and I hear...
Yeah, he said that, I remember this, that black people were, all black people were the descendants of Cain, and the sin for blackness was having darker skin, and whatever else he about to say. It was some other shit, some other technicality and shit like that, but he's right.
It was nappy because of the curse of Canaan, and that justified our enslavement.
You think he thought about it that deep, or he was just probably hitting something? I don't think he was thinking about it that deep.
But here's my point. If you're going to sleep with a white woman, you don't go to the KKK and get...
I don't believe it, obviously, but I'm saying, like, that's true, what he's saying.
What? You see? Look at the other brother, Everett, the young basketball player from Louisiana State University. June of this year, he visited his white girlfriend in Boise, Idaho. She takes him to a Mormon wedding. She should know better. They didn't let him in because he's black. Then he goes white water rafting with the snow bunny and 3 friends. They fall off the raft. Now, he's an athlete, 6 foot, whatever. She's a white girl. She survives. He dies. Nobody looks for his body. It was a stranger who called the police and said he was missing. He turned up dead a couple days later. Another Mormon. Why did his parents let him go visit a white girl in Boise, Idaho? And why are you going to a Mormon wedding? And Ime Udoka, why are you sleeping with a Mormon woman when you look at the history of the Mormon people?
You reached so crazy for that just now. Like, I get what he's saying too though, but like he grabbed a random fucking story out of nowhere, this outlier story, and just applied it and related it to this. No nigga, I'm telling you, Ime and a bunch of other niggas have not heard this story. I'll be honest with you.
I'm not saying everyone, but structurally and systematically, they have been against black folks. So my goodness, if you're going to do it, find a liberal or something. You don't get a Mormon.
I'm gonna let him cook. You right? I'm gonna let him cook.
That they did that, but they were wrong in what they were doing. But they're being punished not for adultery. They're being punished for being black men.
I wouldn't go into the woods with nobody. I get what you're saying though. Specifically, white folks definitely not going into the woods with them. But no one. I'm not going in the woods. Period. I'm not that inquisitive. I don't want to know what the fuck is in there. I don't care. We not going with guns. We not hunting bears. We not doing shit. I remember my coworkers when I used to work at a job at a pizza restaurant like 9 years ago. These niggas invited me to go out hunting with these niggas. His wife, who would have fucked me on off the strength, just saying the word, invited me specifically. And this nigga knew his wife was on some bullshit. I'm like, yo, what if she tries something and he don't agree with it, he don't like it, all of a sudden I got a crossbow in the back of my fucking head and niggas is looking for me on the news and they telling them niggas that a bear ate me. We don't know where he at. It would have been me and 2 other white couples and that's it. Keep in mind, I was one of 2 black people there. And also, it was only 1 black person per shift. So me and this other black person barely ever interacted because our shifts were set up to not be together. Our shifts were set up to not even be together. So we rarely even interacted. So when they invited me, they like on some join us. And I'm like, yo, am I good? Obviously I said no, but fuck, that was crazy. So to your point, I would never go to the woods with white folks, but I'm just not going in general. Okay. But that's a lie. Cause my 25th birthday, was it my 25th or my 26th? I think it was my 26th birthday. I did go to a beach, but it was kind of woods, but I didn't know. In my defense, I didn't know it was kind of woods before we went there. So that was the only time though. But it is what it is.
Man,
yeah, I think
sleeping with white women.
With TJ Holmes, I think that they about
I'm
to
not white. I
demonize
don't
him in
know
a real way. Like they even already put out a story that he was having multiple affairs.
So they're going to get him.
Yeah.
You are not allowed to touch the white women that white men have claimed or considered to be marriage worthy. You get the leftovers. Our athletes, our celebrities, they all got leftovers. They do not get top of the crop white girls. And
he's talking top of the crop in terms of like status, or not status, but like power and money, not looks. Because you can get a great looking white girl. I'm sure he's not trying to say that.
Ime Udoka and TJ Holmes made a mistake of messing with white women who were made untouchable by white males.
So top of the crop white women is
Married,
financial status, or just women that are married?
Bloodline.
Okay.
You have to come from one of them families with them names. It could also be financial as well. You follow what I'm saying?
Yep.
But white men determine who those women are. And it's normally a mix of income, status, and bloodline, as well as occupation. You follow what I'm saying?
Once again, I'm letting him spit, but I don't know fully if there are many examples of just rich white women that are in the power. I don't know, but again, I'm not going against this point right now because, yep.
They're not poor. They don't come from poor means. They're not first-generation millionaires. You understand? Black men don't generally get those women. And married white women are automatically included in that by virtue that they've been claimed by a white man.
I want to ask you something, Dr. Umar. For you, have you ever seen an interracial relationship that was acceptable to you?
No interracial relationship is acceptable because we have too many black women who are unmarried. Black women are the largest population on the planet Earth. If you can't find one in America, get it from Africa. If you can't get it from Africa, go to the Caribbean, go to Canada, go to Europe. Why would a black man need to copulate, build a family with anything other than a black woman when you have so many black women available?
Okay, well, this is a problem. Okay, this is the problem because his whole point, this whole Dr. Umar shit is like, its idea is on this premise of like slavery has deeply affected every person, like completely. That's his ideology right now. At the same time, he's basically saying the circumstances that made, life in America a lot harsher for black people. He's basically saying that to ignore those circumstances or pretend that those circumstances never occurred. What about those black people that have moved up the ladder, have moved out of their community for whatever it is, for whatever reason? Like, it's a lot of black people that don't have the access to black women in the spaces that they spend most of their time in. And so when you look at a lot of black women, for example, some of them end up with black men or some of them end up with white men. And oftentimes, I'm not saying that you can't have a point about not wanting, I don't know why he's sweating. I'm not saying you can't have a point about wanting that community, but at the end of the day, like, a lot of the positions that some black people find themselves in, they don't end up being in a position where there are black people even available in the area. He's talking about this like it's choosing food at the grocery store. 100%. Like, it's not something that is as simple as you going to just grab something and then you just got it. Like, it's not that easy. Now, if you grow up in a predominantly black neighborhood your whole life, obviously it's going to be easier to be with a black woman. But there are many different types of black people in this world, as I've said, and you're not going to have access to the same crop of people the whole time. For example, if you go to LA, it's a lot of black men that end up with Hispanic women. If you go to certain parts of Michigan, it's a lot of black men that end up with a lot of different types of white women. If you go, especially go to fucking New York, that is so culturally diverse. I'm not saying that you can't find a black woman there, but there's so many other types of people there as well. To try to make everybody seem like they have to be laser focused onto this blackness trope, which I think is great in thought process, in theory, I just don't think that it's realistic. And the way that you're describing it is if the people that you're quote unquote choosing is like only men have the opportunity or the option to grab these black women. He said that black women just aren't married. So it's black men's responsibility for why they're not married. And that's it. Like, unless black men marry them, they just not going to be married. They not going to have a choice. They not going to do nothing. I just think that's a little weird. It's a strange take. It's like taking away a lot of that freedom that you was just talking about, because you don't really view like black women as like people who have like control over their own being in their own space. It's all just left up to the black man to decide what it is that happens to them ultimately. And I don't like that ideology that you're putting out there right now.
It is an exercise in self-hatred. There's no way.
Not many black people in Australia, not going to lie. I would never go to Australia, so I completely understand that. The problem with Umar is that because of black trauma, he strips black people of their autonomy, which you should never do. Of course. And when you do that, you pigeonhole people into a lot of the time being around people you don't even like. It's okay to not like some black people. A lot of you niggas stink. And I don't mean that literally. I'm just saying, like, a lot of you niggas suck as people. I think that's another part of black liberation, is understanding that black people can just be shit. Y'all can just be shit people. I want that normalized, because I don't want white people seeing this type of content and being like, oh, I can't treat black people the same way I treat everybody else. No, I would love that, because the last thing I want is black, or not black, but white progressives or white liberals coming in on some on their knees type shit. Treat me like I'm a fucking slave still that's on display, that they have to like carefully rub every now and again and buff to make sure that I'm still good. Like, I just think it's weird. I think it's weird. Thank you for allowing me. What do you mean allowing you? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? But that's white disconnect. They will never know what to do with anyone that ain't white. 100% I get you. But still, it's just, I don't want black people to be anything other than treated normally. That's my end goal for black folks. I want to be treated normally, the same as everyone else. But I realize that everyone else is still treated like shit. Everyone else is still treated like shit. So I still want it to be a baseline for how humans are treated, and I want black people to get to a point where they catch up to where everyone else is treated, so that we can all equally be treated like shit, and then we can all work toward a common goal as just people, as opposed to black people, white people, Asians, blah, 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 blah. That's just my thought on it right now. Maybe he'll bring up another point. However, they need to know their boundaries, and the problems is that if their boundaries draw anytime they criticize people in our community, you can hear the racist rhetoric slip through all the time. All the time. I say it all the time. there's no. I forgot what I said. There's plenty of white people that aren't racist that say racist shit. There's more people. I think there's more white people who aren't racist that say racist shit. That's what I think.
Way to get around it.
Do you think Kanye West, if he had a black woman,
That say and think racist shit, than those that overtly just call you an N-word, obviously.
things would be different?
Oh, absolutely. I think Kim Kardashian used him.
Nah,
and the
I'm
fact
white.
that they're making that man pay $200,000 a month in child support when both he and the wife are billionaires are absolutely ridiculous. I think they want to break him. And although I don't agree with the way in which Kanye articulated.
Have I seen what Destiny said to Speed and Kai? I did see that. On my Twitter today, and a lot of niggas DM me about that and asked me what I thought about it, and I'm gonna talk about that when he get done making his point.
Some of his thoughts. I appreciate the fact that he was the first black man since Michael Jackson to speak truth to power, to specifically identify certain communities of Europeans who have exploited gangster rap, black entertainers, and other people since its inception, and nobody has called them out. He's the first to do it since Michael Jackson.
Well, he's doing the same thing that Kanye is doing, basically. Like, I get what he's saying, but at the end of the day, like, you can't say it's all Jewish people. At the end of the day, that's just not the truth. Like, that is the anti-Semitic rhetoric that Kanye was criticized for. That's it. That, and he was a Nazi praiser, Nazi apologist, whatever the fuck.
When Michael did it,
Gunther, your name is Gunther. I'm not addressing you.
he wasn't in his prime. Kanye did it in his prime.
I can't give Kanye no respect because I've never seen a black man seek more white validation than Kanye was.
Well, that's the issue.
That is one of the most self-hating black men on the
Kanye is
planet.
not choosing a side. One day, it's about saving our people. The next day, you on a date with another snow bunny. One day,
He's
it's about
white
helping the
supremacist.
oppressed.
Yeah, you gotta be
the
consistent.
Next day, you're campaigning for Donald Trump. One day, it's about being independent. The next day, I'm hearing about you going into business with some white man. Make up your mind. I think Kanye is trying to figure out where he is. But he got to make up his mind because you're too helter-skelter. And at this point, I'm going to be honest with you. Although I appreciate Kanye's honesty, I think most of his agenda is about Kanye. And I'm going to say that because when I look at our black billionaire class, whether it's Kanye, whether it's Oprah, whether it's Jay-Z,
He's not in that class
whether
no
it's
more.
Tyler Perry, even if he's no longer in that class, none of them, LeBron, Puffy, none of them have built an independent black institution for the black community anywhere in this country.
And this. I want to strangle him right now, but on some good shit though. I want to strangle him, but on some good shit. He's speaking right here, right there. He said nothing wrong. Right here, he said nothing wrong. I don't know about LeBron. You got to inform me about LeBron. If it's true, it's true. But there cannot be. I don't want to hear songs from Jay-Z and that track with Jay-Z and Pharrell still bothers me to this day because these niggas got on this track talking about you just got to work more hours, you got to stack more shows, you got to put the work in. These were the niggas that was really pissing me off right now. Because not only did black people help you build your entire fucking career by like basically crowdfunding your shit, and you having to take deals from other white people in general. When you finally get to this position, you come back down and preach down the ladder, basically telling them to work harder on some dumb shit. And then most of the time when I look at black billionaires, they don't do shit. But at the end of the day, that's again the point that we're at. We have to stop so easily identifying black with good and saying this person is in a position of power. I should listen to them. I should support them. I should do X, Y, Z. No, the person is just a billionaire. That's it. That's it. It's another billionaire. It's another person with a lot of money. They don't have your best interest at heart. They got to this position off of a lot of probably unethical business practices. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. I don't take those niggas serious. When you get to that high of a level, and then I look at the condition of the same people that you preach to all the time, make these rap songs about, I don't give a fuck about what you're saying. I think Jay-Z is a great rapper. Do I think in terms of like doing anything for black people, he's on that level? No, obviously not. Obviously not. He and his family benefit. I think that's great. Go ahead, bless your family, have fun with your generation, and your dividends, split that off to your family and shit like that. He not doing nothing for regular black folks. It is what it is. Y'all are a part of that same upper echelon, and you're gonna stay up there while at the same time pretending as if you're doing all you can for black people. That's all it is. I completely agree with his point here, 100%. Now, again, you inform me on I almost said Donald Trump. LeBron James. You inform me on that because I know he did a lot of money for. I don't know if he got a school. I don't know what it is that LeBron got. I know he did a lot of like philanthropic shit. I don't even know if I said that right. That's my bad. He does. Okay, he got a school. Nice. But back to what I was saying, because somebody asked me about the Destiny shit. Hold on. Can somebody link me a clip of what this nigga said? Hold on, real quick. If I could paraphrase, right? We need communists. If I could paraphrase, I know it's fuck 'em, right? But if I could paraphrase, what he basically said was, it's a I don't know if he said it's a wave or if it's a legion. I think it was a legion. It's a legion of new black streamers, right? Let me see if I gotta find a clip. I saved myself.
Not one.
I did.
How many lashes would Kanye get?
Kanye would probably get.
Wait, what?
Not one.
How many lashes would Kanye get?
Kanye
What
would
are you
probably
saying?
get.
Why did I come in here, bro?
I'm still working on Kanye.
No. I'm not saying Destiny likes Ben Shapiro. I'm just saying whenever I see Ben Shapiro, I'm gone. I don't care in what context, I'm gone.
Lash count.
Lashes is fucking insane. What did I come back to?
Because I want to see where he ends up.
Yeah.
I need him to make up his mind and then stay there.
Okay.
And I need him to be a little bit more articulate with what he says, because although I think Kanye is on the right track, he's not articulating himself well enough. He's not controlling his public narrative. So when I do interviews like this or any interview, I go out of my way to be careful with my wording, so nobody can try to use it against me later. You have to try to control your narrative, and he will get on a platform and say some things that he may not even believe just for the shock value, and you're now giving the media the opportunity to brand you something that you are not.
That's even worse to me though. If you don't even have no real intention, or you don't even know what the hell you're saying, that's so anti-intellectual.
Well, the issue is Kanye, I think he's very brilliant, but I also think he's dealing with some unaddressed mental health issues
That
as
is
well.
true. That is true. You said none of them have built institutions.
And I would not put him on the same level as a Kyrie Irving, because I believe Kyrie is 100% genuine in his thinking. I think he's very thought out, and I think Kyrie does a good job of controlling his narrative. And I think that community that tried to destroy him could be accused of being hypocritical, because Jeff Bezos, the $139 billion owner of Amazon, has just issued a statement a few days ago. They're not removing the DVD.
Oh no, that wasn't Jeff Bezos. That was the other. That was the current CEO of Amazon.
CEO. Okay, but Jeff Bezos is still the owner, isn't he?
He's got a percentage in it, but it was the current. The person
Hey,
who made that statement was,
yo, I swear to God, bro, if I ever am spitting like this ever in my life and a nigga correct me, I'm shooting him in the face. You do not do this when I'm spitting. Come into the middle of me spitting and then be like, nah, actually you wrong on everything you just fucking said. Don't do that, bro. This is the anti-blackness, bro. This is he's showing it, and Charlemagne's showing it right now. You gotta let me rock. You gotta let me rock. Damn it. Now he gotta redo his whole little shit.
Current CEO of
Amazon. Current CEO, Jeff Bezos, whoever. Amazon is not pulling it.
Why niggas like shooting
DVD. They have not been accused of being anti-Semitic. They have not been accused of being racist. They have not been accused of being a hate monger of any other people.
Now he's sweating for real because like, fuck, how I get out of this.
So if Kyrie can be accused of all that for sharing a video that he was not in, how is it that Amazon gets none of the smoke when they said they're not going to pull the video?
Smoke. They begin smoke.
Jonathan Black was up.
Jonathan Greenblatt
was here yesterday, and I asked him that same question.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, I did see majority of the flack from like people obviously talking about anti-Semitism coming from, or mainly going at, you know, Kanye and then trickling over into Kyrie and him having to apologize. And I didn't really see anybody giving that much backlash to Amazon, to be honest. Like, they're saying that there was a backlash. I didn't see any of it.
What'd he say?
And he said they have been giving him the smoke.
What's the smoke they gave?
They wrote him letters, the same thing they did.
They wrote him a letter. But they tried to destroy Kyrie's career, not no damn letter.
But they also said that it's...
Well, okay, the issue with what he's saying, though, is it's a lot easier to destroy someone's, like, social image. So with Kyrie and with Kanye, there's a face that they can apply this anti-Semitic rhetoric to that gets people to have, like, a very, you know, like ridiculous reaction to it, basically. With Amazon, for the most part, people aren't going to look up the current owner, CEO, CFO, executive, like all this other shit. So there's not much room or not many places to put that anger, or like, what are you going to do at Amazon? Are you going to stop buying their shit? Are you going to say it online? Like, there's really no one to go at. So with these people, it's easier for their social image to take a hit. But Amazon, you don't have that face to apply it to. You could apply it to Jeff Bezos, but at the end of the day, he was just wrong on who the fuck is even allowed to pull the shit. So I don't know.
Illegal in what's.
But I still think they should be getting massive flack. Don't get me wrong.
In Germany.
In Germany. That's a country. In Germany.
The country to actually have that.
I guess so in Germany.
Because of the denazification of Germany. I forgot how he worded it. I think he was saying that
But Amazon is global. That's one country.
Yeah, that's why.
So because they can't sell it in Germany, it's acceptable.
They don't want it up, period. But
But where is the media campaign by them to crucify Amazon the way they crucified Kyrie for sharing the video that Amazon is making millions of dollars off?
I will say
that's hypocritical.
I will say this, Dr. Umar. I feel like sometimes
we can't be selective moralists,
I'm
Charlamagne.
with you, but I think sometimes we, as in black people on social media, make these stories bigger. Because if we wanted, like the Brett Favre situation, Amazon, if we talked about those situations like we talk about other things, we would create those campaigns.
But the white media made Kyrie's situation an issue. So if you're going to make it an issue for Kyrie, white media, make it an issue for Amazon, white media.
I mean, the white media did report on it when the ADL reported.
It didn't get the same energy.
I think
it did not get the same energy.
I really think
it's a double standard.
I think that's because of what we talk about.
And
I
anybody,
really do feel that way.
Anybody who practices selective morality, whether you're a European Jew, whether you're a revolutionary Pan-Africanist, whether you're a socialist, a Christian, a Muslim, a Hebrew, selective morality is hypocrisy. Because what I'm saying, if Envy does it, it's wrong, and he should be punished. If Charlamagne does it, it's okay. Amazon is still selling it. They have yet to be branded by the ADL or anybody else as anti-Semitic. That's hypocrisy.
That's one of the questions.
It's hypocrisy.
That's one of the questions I asked Jonathan Greenblatt. I said, it feels like when
He's not wrong.
When we do
It is whataboutism, but he's still not wrong.
something, there's consequences for
Yes.
it. So I asked him, how do you punish that level of white privilege? How do you punish it, Donald
They're
Trump?
not going to
or Tucker
punish
Carlson
it
or
because at
Amazon?
the end of the day, white supremacy requires commitment and loyalty from all groups of white people. They may have their internal differences, but at the end of the day, they all agree that black people must be kept in their place. The Kyrie and Kanye issue was more about suppressing free speech for heterosexual black males than it was about anti-Semitism or anything like that.
Now you losing me. Now you losing me. Nah, I'm lost.
Look at Tiffany Cross. She said something on your show. They cut her. They made Jalen Rose take back what he said about the fact the woman at the heart of the Ime Udoka scandal has never been exposed. She cheated on her husband. Why is Ime Udoka all over the media, but the white woman who cheated on her husband is not all over the media? It's a double standard.
Well, I don't think it's a double standard. I think one just has clearly more power in the situation. If he's the head coach, then yeah, he's gonna, obviously have more eyes on him. So I don't know what. I mean, I don't know who the woman that he slept with was. So I don't know. But if he's the coach, then niggas know him.
And we are not calling out the double standard. If wrong is wrong, it should be wrong for everybody. This is not about right or wrong. This is about suppressing the First Amendment freedom of speech rights of heterosexual black males who do not endorse the European narrative. That's what it's
I'm
about.
not against any
What is the European narrative? Is he talking about gay again?
that you said. The only thing I push back on is, man, I do not like seeing people prop up Kanye West, bro. Because Kanye West is the most anti-black Negro out here. And I do not like when people just...
Why do you say that? Why do you say he's so anti-black?
Look at him. Look at who he chooses to be with. And even when he had those billion-dollar companies, what was under the hood of those companies, Dr. Umar? Where was his black staff?
I agree.
Where was his black leadership?
I agree.
And
that's why right now, as I just said a minute ago, I believe Kanye's agenda is what's best for Kanye. I don't think it's about what's best for black people until he shows me something else. I really believe he did what he did to get freed of them contracts because he has the brand and the platform and the status now where he could probably make his own sneakers and make his own music and probably sell as much, if not more than he did before.
That, Dr. You're giving that man way too much credit.
I believe so. I believe so. Kanye's big.
Well, let me ask you about Charlamagne's football team, the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
And the owner, Jerry Jones.
Listen to this. Here's another example of selective morality.
Okay.
How is it Brett Favre, and I'm coming to Jerry, stole about $70 million of poor people's money from Mississippi to help his daughter's college build a volleyball field or something?
Well, it wasn't that much, though. It was a lot.
It was up there.
Yeah, it was millions. It was millions.
It wasn't 70?
It was
in the
millions.
I thought it was like 5 million. Wasn't it 5 million?
doubles.
It was millions. It was multi-millions. But
Okay.
It wasn't 70. Yeah.
Anyhow, he don't get indicted. He don't get charged. No
8 million.
charges are being brought against Brett Favre. If a black man did the same thing, you and I know he gets crucified. Look at the double standard in the selective morality. Now let's come to Jerry.
Can you give me an example of a black man stealing $5 to $10 million of like welfare money, quote unquote, and they went like to jail for it?
Jerry Jones. This the same Jerry Jones who never hired a black coach. Same Jerry Jones during the Colin Kaepernick protests of 2016 said, if any of my players are caught, quote unquote, disrespecting the American flag by taking a knee, they not going to play on my team no more. This is that Jerry Jones who never stood up against any of the racism in the state of Texas, and he gets caught in the picture. September the 9th, 1957.
No, I'm not saying he wrong. I'm not saying defend Brett Favre on that. I'm just saying. I'm just wondering.
North Little Rock High School, and then he commits 3 lies.
I feel like a lot of the time black people don't steal that big. I feel like white people are the ones who do like those major, huge, multi-million dollar, $100 million, $50 million, $10 million like busts. I feel like that's they kind of lane. These niggas working on heists and shit like
When
that.
asked about this picture, he was part of a mob to deny a group of African Americans entry into North Little Rock High School. He says he was just there to be curious. He says neither he nor any of the other white boys or people there knew what they were going to get into. That's lie number one. Jerry Jones had already admitted that his coach told him not to go nowhere near, that there would be trouble there. So how is it you didn't know what you was going into and nobody else there knew what you was going into when your coach told you it might be trouble and stay away from it? That was an absolute lie. And then when he was asked whether he regretted being there, he never answered the question. Where is Roger Goodell? Where's the NFL? Why isn't he being given a list of demands just like Kyrie was being given a list of demands? And check this out, to make matters worse, guess what else happened on September 9th, 1957, DJ Envy?
What's that?
President Dwight D. Eisenhower signs the 1957 Civil Rights Bill, creating the Civil Rights Commission within the...
What if a nigga just come out of nowhere right now and say, actually it was 1958? I will have to turn off the video, bro. I'd have to turn off the video.
First act of civil rights legislation since 1875. Jerry Jones and the rest of them kids, they knew that. They were there to repudiate that presidential signing. They were also there because what happened 5 days before that? What happened on September 4th, 1957?
It was 3 days, actually.
Was that the
10
bombing?
The Little Rock 10 tried to get into Central High School, and Governor Forbes of Arkansas instructed the National Guard not to let them in. They were called the N-word. They were spit on. They were beat on. They were threatened. They were terrorized by white folks 5 days earlier. Jerry Jones knew exactly what he was going to get into. The Supreme Court just outlawed school desegregation 3 years earlier on May 17th, 1954. He knew exactly why he was going. He was going to stop black people from coming into North Little Rock. Now, Stephen A. Smith says Jerry Jones don't deserve this. He don't deserve to be held accountable.
I didn't know. I didn't see. I never saw the full Stephen A. shit. But I did think it was crazy. It was like the way it was presented to me is if he was defending Jerry Jones in that situation. I didn't fully see it, but like, I mean, that's not the first time Stephen A. Smith has said something really questionable about that type of shit. But
his
it
part,
is. Nigga said Stephen who
supporting one of the most racist events in American history, which was the desegregation of America's schools. He shouldn't be held accountable. Stephen A. says, since this happened 65 years ago, he should get a pass.
How many lashes for Stephen A. Smith?
Stephen A. is probably up to 100.
How many lashes is so insane? That's such an insane question to ask, bro. Jones has always had extreme white privilege from growing up with Jim Crow South. What would have forced him to rethink his racist upbringing, biases, and values, his millions of dollars or his billions? Yeah, like I don't know why people think that when the 65-year-old thing, like Stephen A. Smith saying, oh yeah, that happened 65 million, or Toss said 65 million, 65 years ago, as if he doesn't still hold and maintain those values. Like, what makes you think that anything has changed? Nothing has forced his ideology or his mindset to have changed. So why are you defending that?
150,000 lashes right now for his cooning. But listen, if Jerry Jones get a pass because he's 14, why didn't Emmett Till get a pass? He was 14. Tamir Rice, Ohio, he was 12. Where his pass at? What about the brother?
Those are very different situations. Wrong. The ones that you're mentioning right now, very, very wrong. But I don't think that the comparison works.
Gulfport, Mississippi, 2 months ago. Jaheim Jalen, I'm forgetting his name, shot in the head coming out of a dollar store with his hands up. Where was his pass? Trayvon was 17. Where was his pass? Look at all the young black boys who are tried as adults in America's prisons right now serving time in adult prisons under the age of 17. Where they pass at, Stephen A? Why are we protecting privileged white men? And you know what makes it so sad? Jerry Jones don't even have to defend himself. He got black men who will jump up. Did you see Michael Irvin?
Okay, I get what you're saying, and that Jerry Jones shit is crazy. He not on trial, like he didn't publicly commit a crime. And I'm not saying that the other examples that you gave did. I'm not saying that they didn't. But I'm just saying in this instance, like the police aren't gonna go to Jerry Jones' house. They're not gonna intervene. They're not gonna what are they gonna do to him? I'm confused. Nah, people mad Jerry hasn't been racist to Stephen A, so he can't call him.
This Uncle Remus, Michael Irvin says, he wasn't at the front of the line. So because he wasn't at the front of the line, he less racist than the ones who's at the front. He don't look like the guy with.
He's saying that black people are standing up for him. What point is he making? No, I'm confused. I just don't get the other two being brought up, or other three being brought up in this context.
With the cigarette in his mouth. Jerry Jones is a righteous man and a great man. All white people were that way back in the day. This is Michael Irvin. All white people were that way back in the day, so we supposed to get Jerry Jones a pass. There's nothing worse.
How many lashes for Michael Irvin?
Michael Irvin get about 5,000 lashes for that. No black man should ever volunteer himself, Stephen A. Smith and Michael Irvin, to play defense attorney for a white man.
Wait, what did you just say? I'm sorry. Little Dumpster. Bro, he should at the very least hold a presser and answer in-depth questions about what he's been through to change. He has plenty of evidence to point to him still being racist. Why? There is nothing forcing him to do a press conference answering in-depth questions about how he feels toward black people and why he was in attendance at that thing however many years ago. No, there's no incentive for him. He should shut the fuck up and let other niggas like Umar is saying right now defend him and let people pretend that he's not a racist and he did a bad thing however many years ago. There's no reason for me to come out and be on some I should come out and say something about this and hella niggas is defending me, or I'm old as fuck. Don't nobody give a fuck. He don't care. As an NFL owner that uses black men to make money, he should. No, he shouldn't. That's a bad idea. That's horrible PR. Like, I think that morally, sure, like if you want to do that, but why would he do that? That's terrible. You get 1,000 lashes for that take.
Jerry Jones ain't thinking about black folks. He has yet to speak up on social justice issues. He is a racist, and he should be forced to sell the team. But it's not going to happen. Why? Because it would take the play.
Hey, yo. This is going to be bad. It's going to be a real bad thing to add to the stream. But I'm gonna add a lash to the soundboard. And anytime a nigga say some shit that I don't agree with, I'm going to do it. I'm not defending him, but his point is that those black boys didn't have their fair shot, and Jerry Jones does, even though he's a rich white man. I get what you're saying, but I'm lost at the context. I do get what you're saying 100%. I'm just lost at the context. Are you saying that the racism is that even in death, even with the severity of these situations, these black boys didn't get a fair shot, and even outside of like the criminal justice system in an area where police aren't even involved, where there isn't even any violence involved, that Jerry Jones is still getting people caping for his racist comments? If that's what you mean, then cool, I get what you're saying, but I just don't like the context in which they're being added in. I like I said, I could see his point, but I'm just a little confused on it. You know what I mean? Why am I getting lashes? Continuous everyday laugh. No, y'all are just in the BDSM, whatever the fuck that is. Y'all are in the rough shit. Y'all like rough play, and you're not gonna take all this like weird aggression out on me. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, and it is what it is. You're gonna have to get yours a different way, unless you know what I'm saying, I decide to indulge one day, and then I take specifically one of you and decide to experiment on you for a little bit. But that's gonna be up to me. That's not gonna be up to y'all. Like, it is what it is. You can't tell me nothing. Wait a minute. Wait, why do I have to vote? Can I just not vote? Fine, I'm gonna go with I want to go with 100. That's all I get. That's all I get.
Players of the NFL to protest to force him out. And we already see that our NFL athletes and our NBA athletes don't have enough courage. They're more concerned with money than they are about the movement. And that's why I'm disappointed in Deion Sanders.
Hold on one second. I don't think there's
God.
no defense.
He's switching it. Oh yeah, yo. He talking about Deion, we coming.
I know.
If he talking about Deion, we coming.
I don't think there's no defense for Jerry Jones.
And there's no
whatsoever.
defense for Stephen A. Smith and Michael Irvin defending him either. Let that white man speak for himself.
And I like what
y'all don't take up for black people like that. Stephen A., you threw Kyrie under the bus. Shannon Sharp, you threw Kyrie under the bus. But soon when a white man mess up, and Shannon didn't defend Jerry Jones, but Stephen did, and Michael did. Soon when a white
So why'd you bring up Shannon?
man make a mistake, every black man in sports media want to be defense attorney for white folks, but have no problem throwing black athletes under the bus.
And I like what Jay Williams said, that,
shout out to Jay Williams.
Yeah, Jerry Jones should be forced to denounce anti-black racism.
And he hasn't.
And he should discuss what he's learned over the past 66 years.
He ain't learned nothing. He's a privileged white man. He just as racist now as he was then. Listen.
I agree with him.
I've been studying psychology my whole life. I got a doctorate in it. I got 3 master's degrees in it. I got 2 certifications in it. You know what they tell you in psychology?
What's that?
That the human personality is largely fixed by the age of 5. 5. Jerry Jones was 14. If you're going to tell me that Jerry Jones is fun.
That is a terrible take. What? Who the fuck said that? That is an awful fucking take.
Fundamentally a different person now at 80 than he was at 14.
You're basically saying he the same nigga now at 80 than when he was 5. What the fuck are you talking about? That's really stupid. You could just say, A, he did some racist shit when he was 14, 15 years old, and there's been no incentive for him to change or address any of that problematic shit up until that point, or up until this point, and he's likely still the same, if not worse, than trying to make this take about, oh yeah, 5 years old. You're going to be the exact same personality-wise at 5 years old than you are at 30, 40, 50. Like, I don't think that, bro. Come on. Like, 5 is a little crazy. Personality-wise, I don't know.
Let me know what major critical life
is scientifically backed. I'm saying even if it's a science fact, that's just something I don't believe. It's just something I don't believe. Like, I don't understand that, to be honest. I'm not saying that it's not true that science hasn't told him that, even though it's weird for him to go in and out of referencing science. But for me, I just don't think that's true. I think that's a kind of crazy thing. If it's a hypothesis, I don't think it's I don't think science would ever said it as a fact when there are so many outliers to that. What was I doing when I was 5? Nigga, I don't even remember what I was doing when I was 5, bro. I have no idea. I barely remember. Bro, that's the point. How the fuck would I have a... Oh, yeah, my bad. Wait, I muted that? Oh, my God. It's been muted for, like, hours, bro. I'm so sorry. Like, if I don't even remember half of what I was doing at 5, how the fuck would my personality be the exact same at that? I can't see that, bro. I can't see that. Oh, hold on. I was probably stealing doors in Detroit. I could try to remember. Oh, I had 2 girlfriends when I was 5. All right, true story. I remember proposing to my first girlfriend, and I got on one knee in front of the whole class. I gave her either a ring pop or a candy ring, something like that. I have a picture. If I showed you this picture, bro, I will never beat the Mr. Bitches allegations. I will never beat the allegations. I took a picture with both my girlfriends on the side. I was sitting there chilling. Oh my God, I had this cute little suit on. It was all brown or gray or some shit like that. They was both taller than me. I've always been living out my dream. I've always been living out my fucking dream. Oh, I need to find that picture. If I find a picture, I'm going to show it to you next time I come on stream. I'm going to show it to you immediately. I swear to God. Oh my God. That was such a good time. We had so much fun. We was a cool little couple for like a cool little like year. Oh my God, niggas couldn't tell me shit. Niggas couldn't tell me nothing. But the point I was trying to make was that when I was 5, I was doing, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of shit. I wasn't making up stories, but I'm saying that's not me now. I wouldn't want to have 2 women now. Well, okay, I don't want to say it like they were women back then. I'm just saying like now. I'm saying I wouldn't want to have 2 pieces of anything now at this point. You know what I'm saying? Polymory is king. Look, chill. I'm gonna show you the pic. And when I show you the pic, you're gonna get off dick. That's what you're gonna do.
Experiences Jerry Jones went through that transformed the way that he thinks. Nothing at all. People saying, well, we got to give him credit. Dak Prescott talking about, look at his resume since then. Look at his resume since then.
You
Dak
lasted
Prescott.
a year at that age. Props to your younger self. Ha ha.
Yeah, I was chilling. It was funny though. We went to a Catholic school at the time. So that's what made it a little bit more difficult too. And I had this evil ass teacher, Miss Nancy. Oh, I hated her so much, bro. My sister and my mom would actually scare me by saying her name. And I'm like, yo, nigga, stop. This lady was evil as fuck. Miss Nancy. Oh my God, I hate that bitch. Where's she at now? I hope she doing bad.
He ain't done nothing to help black folks, and Jerry Jones ain't thinking about helping black folks.
I don't like when people say because he didn't hire a black coach, though, because just because he hired a black coach don't mean anything.
I do agree, but at least it shows you are at least concerned about how racism looks on your resume. Jerry Jones is not even concerned about how racism looks on his resume.
How many lashes should Charlamagne get for being a Cowboy fan still?
I like football.
Charlamagne,
You an Eagle fan? You like Eagles?
Nah, I'm not watching no football, no NBA no more. I'm done.
What?
I'm officially done, brother. We cannot.
Hey, I agree with him. I do. I completely agree with this take because it's crazy how there was so much talking all this shit about like black this, and then y'all niggas go on and you continuously watch the NBA and the NFL. I'm not saying I don't understand, but I'm completely understanding why he don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. And it's not for that reason. I genuinely don't find interest in it like that unless it's a huge game. But just in general, I can completely get down with not watching another football game, another NBA game. I can completely get down with that.
Be for the black liberation struggle and support white corporations and systems that systematically practice and defend white privilege and white racism against black people.
What about all those brothers that play the sport?
Nigga said my Ravens going crazy. Fuck that.
What about them? They just there to get it back. They not protesting. They not doing nothing. They not building.
Some of those brothers protest.
Okay. Okay. Show me a rich athlete who built a relevant, independent black institution in this country.
I feel
Give
that
me
way
one.
about the
and
NFL.
let me tell you what they are.
We have way more power in the NBA.
Yeah, you're right.
Independent school. Don't give me no charter school. Charter schools are public schools. Don't give me no charter school.
James in the school he built?
That is a public school, MD. It has his name on it.
But you know LeBron speaks up for black issues.
I didn't ask you about speaking. Let me go back to my question. My question was, name me a black celebrity or entertainer who has built a relevant, independent black institution.
But is that,
school.
I agree, but
bank.
But is that the
supermarket?
Nigga said you ain't got the answers. I'm confused though. I'm probably just uninformed on this. What is the difference between it being like a public school? Why is he mentioning that? There's something that I don't know.
Hospital,
that's all that
manufacturing, it's the heart of a community, Charlamagne. Take care of the major problems we got. Just because LeBron James got in front of a microphone.
Because white people are allowed. The government controls public schools, public funding. Okay. Money by taxes, school for black people. Yeah, he got his weird private academy going. Rick Ross has a... Why did you just throw that random ass fact? Rick Ross has a farm. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. That's fine.
And undid what he did a few weeks ago, and I want to give LeBron some props. I appreciated his comments about Jerry Jones and comparing that to the way in which they tried to castrate Kyrie. Shout out to LeBron. But now LeBron don't pull a Shannon Sharp and a Stephen A.
Again, a lot of people don't know who the fuck Jerry Jones is. Like, I cannot lie, bro. It's all about attaching a face to the crime. If people cannot find the face that committed quote unquote crime, no one's going to make outrage about it or direct their outrage toward the person. He's just it's beneficial that Jerry Jones is 80 plus and doesn't give a fuck about social media. You're seeing the criticism for Kyrie via social media. Now, how do you reprimand a man that has that much power in the NFL? How do you do that? How does he get reprimanded is the question.
Hey, and right after you do something positive or say something good, you take it.
You have to be living under a rock to not know who Jerry Jones is. No, I'm saying, can you attach the name? Can you attach the crime to the face right now?
And I'll touch that nigga. It's going down in here. I'm with the money team.
Appreciate the sub too.
Back by going right back to the Django character. You understand? He got to be.
Okay, well, I can't. And I think a lot of people can't. And I think he old as fuck. And I think since he doesn't utilize social media, he doesn't care about the sphere, you're not going to see criticism for him via social media.
Consistent. Speech is not enough when you're worth billions. To whom much is given, Envy, much is expected.
How many lashes? Wait,
How many lashes should Umar get for not building this school he's been talking about for like 5 years?
He already addressed that earlier on. He said the school is in the works and they just working on the electricity. Okay, calm down.
If you're a billionaire talking.
So how can y'all co-sign Kanye so much? He don't do that. Kanye does not pour back into the black people.
Kanye spoke a significant truth to a significant white power.
But he don't pour
He'll
back
be
into
too drunk chatting after Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes. I like it though. You know what I mean? You just sit back and you watch. It's the most entertaining thing in the world to me.
black people.
I agree. I just
LeBron
said
didn't
that.
have infrastructures full of black people making
I'm going to
capital.
ask you again. What institution
Oh shit, not the hand on the table. It's getting serious.
that's relevant has been built by a black athlete or celebrity this century? I need an answer.
But you just mean school banking and
relevant.
Why my uncle's not this smart? Facts. Yo, when I was younger, my uncles used to argue, bro. I would watch these niggas argue over like whether or not you should wear the condom or like how big. Like they was arguing over some dumb shit. I remember my uncle one time, he came in the house with a new Samsung phone. And this nigga said this shit waterproof. And I'm like, nigga, no, it's not. This nigga decided to put the shit underneath a faucet and just run the water on it and look at me in my face, dead in my face, and say, see? I'm like, nigga, you're not supposed to use it like that. Just because you can use it underwater, they're not telling you to put it under a fucking running faucet. You dumbass. Nigga just thought he bodied my shit. Like, nigga, that's not how you supposed to do that. He just said it. See? That's crazy, ain't it? That's crazy. You dumb nigga.
Okay.
LeBron James started a movement against voter disenfranchisement. Walk through the streets of Brooklyn, walk through the streets of Harlem, walk through the streets of the Bronx, walk through the streets of Queens, walk through the streets of Staten Island, and ask black people, what are the top 5 problems black people have in America? I promise you, voter suppression ain't one. Voter suppression ain't one.
How did we get here?
Y'all. If we want to solve our problems, we got to get serious, and black athletes have been cooning for far too long.
Sure.
I know.
Black entertainers, black athletes, a lot of black folks. Yeah, you right.
You
You're not chatting.
They're
some of
more
them brothers,
concerned about money
I know
than making a difference.
I know we got to go, but Deion saying, as you were talking about Deion.
Oh
saying,
yeah, completely
Deion.
forgot about him.
Everybody-
We coming.
They've been texting me about this all week.
Talk to me about Deion, Dr. Umar.
I am surprised that Dr. Umar hasn't said anything about John Legend, bro. Like out of all the niggas that you could say something about, John Legend is the most egregious of the niggas.
Before you get into it, you know, Charlemagne gave Donkey today to people that were criticizing.
I know.
That's right.
And I'm coming right at it.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm coming.
Oh, he coming! He coming! Oh my God! He coming! Oh my God! It's all coming full
Right at it.
circle.
Let's go.
It's all full circle.
More lashes.
I'm
He
coming
coming.
right at more lashes.
He coming. Oh nah.
When Deion Sanders
Oh nah. Okay.
stood against Colin Kaepernick's protest in 16,
Oh.
I branded him a Negro peon.
He did?
Yes, he did. He said he did. I saw him.
I forgot about that. Okay. Look at his face. All right. I didn't even think about that. Let me drop the bass on him. I didn't even think about that.
Him say it out his mouth on an
Okay.
interview. He said he should not have taken that knee. It was wrong. Deion Sanders. I put him in the Negro peeing camp because he didn't stand with Colin Kaepernick. When I heard Deion Sanders was taking the job, I said, okay, I'm going to give him his black pass back because here you are, one of the top 5 greatest athletes, arguably the greatest football player ever,
Not lying.
including Tom Brady. Deion could go
How many lashes for John Legend? A million. Until you can't recognize his back no more.
down as greater than. You go to Jackson State, HBCU. That's impressive. Now I hear all of a sudden you might be leaving. So
He's
Wait, what did he say? What did he say? Hold on.
down as greater than. You go to Jackson State, HBCU.
right.
That's impressive. Now I
Ooh,
hear
I
all
see
of a
what he's
sudden
saying.
you might be leaving.
I see what he's saying.
Well,
so
he's leaving.
Oh, he's gone.
He's
He's
gone. Stay with me.
Yeah, I see what he's saying.
He's wrong. But I have 2 levels of wrong. I got a low level and I got a high. I'll explain them to you quickly. My low level. If Deion told the administration and the students and the players at Jackson State that I'm taking this job, but I need y'all to know if something better comes along, as soon as it comes along, I may be leaving
He
you.
did say
He
that.
said that.
If he was that transparent, I didn't see that.
I played the clip the other day. He said it on 60 Minutes. He said that.
No, he said he may be leaving. He did not say he was leaving after 3 years.
No,
No, I do remember him saying something along the lines of the budget for the HBCU isn't that high, and there are certain things that I think the school wasn't even able to do or accomplish that Deion was trying to request because of said budget. So from what I remember in that context, he might not be wrong on that.
He said that
He
if
said
a Power 5 school comes
office-
along,
yes.
I have to entertain it. I would be a fool not to. And Deion has
That's
always
not
been
the same.
No, Deion has always
They really make they coming. They coming. He coming, but they coming like a little bit harder.
been transparent and open about what his goals were.
That is not, no.
Oh God.
Disagree with you. He told them if it comes his way, he would have to entertain it. He never said I would leave you that soon. He never said
I mean, does it matter how soon he left if he's willing to entertain the idea of it? And I'm pretty sure, like, are they playing right now? I mean, I know they're playing right now, but like, what was JSU's last game?
can be gone in 3 years.
What does it matter though? His contract was
I'm
only
gonna
for
tell you
4.
why it matters. I'm about to tell you right now why it matters. Because he damn wrong.
Okay.
Now, if he told them, if I'm gonna go back and study,
Last week, did they win or did they lose? I think they lost. I don't remember.
but from what I seen him say, he was not that direct.
Okay.
But
Definitely was.
if he was, and that's not what I saw, so we disagree there. But if he was, he's still wrong, but it's a low level because at least you was transparent and you gave him informed consent. They knew you could leave at any time.
That's right.
Okay? Still wrong. I'm gonna explain
Wait,
in a minute.
was Deion even getting paid at JSU? No, I know he don't need the money most likely, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't getting. Okay, that's not a lot though. That's not a lot compared to what he could get. That's not a lot. But I get he was going there to basically do a favor. But I think he made that known very, very early on that he was basically doing a favor and he was trying to keep it like communal, if that makes sense.
Now, if he didn't tell them that, okay, and I'm hearing from people who know athletes on that team that they were not told it that way.
Well,
They
when
were-
I say like was he being paid, I mean it like facetiously. Like I know he's being paid, but like pennies as opposed to what he actually could get.
And they're upset.
because he said that on 60 Minutes.
Okay? He didn't say it that way, Charlamagne. I
Yes,
saw
he
that.
did. That's an
not.
exact
No,
quote.
he didn't.
Exact
now,
quote.
if he did not do it that way, that automatically means that Deion Sanders used, abused, and exploited HBCU Jackson State just to be given an opportunity to show predominantly white institutions that he could coach. If he only used them as a stepping stone to getting a job at a white college, he was dead wrong.
I don't think that's true at all. I don't think that's true at all. I think if you're doing a favor for a nigga, obviously you're going to be acknowledged by anyone who's seeing that. He did a deal with Barstool to make his entire journey almost as a head coach over at JSU public. I mean, the whole thing was about exposure. I think that I honestly think that JSU was supposed to be a really good little home team for his sons. Both Shador and I forgot the other one's name. They both were playing for him at JSU. He put his whole name on JSU. I don't think that he would do all of that, build up the whole school just to be like, yeah, I can't wait to leave these niggas for a higher paying job. Shiloh, there you go.
Now, let me tell y'all why this is bigger than football. What case is the Supreme Court reviewing right now?
Yeah.
Right.
And even if he wanted to leave, JSU being the quote unquote powerhouse that it is now, having the great year or two that they've had since Deion has been there, they can get a better head coach. Not saying that they'll be better than Deion, but they'll have access to better head coaches as a better team. More coaches are going to want to come in and represent JSU knowing that they are much stronger after Deion left. Deion even being a part of the fucking school is enough for other niggas to be like, yo, I might need to come here and leave my impact too. I might need to come here and leave my mark too. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Affirmative action case against for black students in colleges?
Absolutely.
That team was there for Deion. The players finna bounce. I don't believe that. I think players are very community based. Outside of okay, if they get an opportunity at other schools that they think are also strong, but I think a lot of them have internalized a lot of the shit that Deion was trying to teach them, and I do think they are a strong team. If y'all are even saying right now that they undefeated, that's not a weak team. They can so easily be swayed by any person that'll come and offer them XYZ. I don't know. I don't agree with him on this.
The U.S. Supreme Court right now is reviewing whether or not racially conscious admissions in higher education are unconstitutional. And guess who is bringing the suit? Asians.
Well, you know they ain't going to Colorado.
But guess who's funding the suit? White people with connections to the 6 conservative justices on the United States Supreme Court bench. So what they're saying is Asians.
Wait, how did we get to Asians? Wait a minute. We was just on Deion.
Absolutely. The U.S. Supreme Court right now is reviewing whether or not racially conscious admissions in higher education are unconstitutional.
Reviewing whether or not. Wait, say that again?
Y'all, why this is bigger than football.
Okay,
what case is the Supreme Court reviewing right now?
The
right now,
action case against for black students in colleges?
Absolutely. The U.S. Supreme Court right now is reviewing whether or not racially conscious admissions in higher education are unconstitutional. And guess who is bringing the suit?
I mean, of course.
Asians. But guess who's funding the suit? White people with connections to the 6 conservative justices on the United States Supreme Court bench. Okay. So what they're saying is Asians are discriminated.
Yeah, why didn't he just say affirmative action?
Against on the
that really fucked me up.
Basis of the personality aspect of the admissions process at Harvard and the University of North Carolina, among other universities, by subjecting Asians to that personality assessment, which includes personality, background, social economic status, culture, this, that, who you are, what you want to be. Asians are being penalized for the high test scores and grades.
I know it's ignorant to think about this right now, and I know he said Asians, but for some reason I cannot get the Nori clip out of my head. Chinese niggas got something to do with this?
So what that?
I'm sorry, that might be one of my clips of the year. It might be one of my clips of the year. It might be.
Asians want, and what the white folks who are funding the Asians want, is they want the Supreme Court to say
Chinese niggas got something to do with this.
Not include race at all as a factor in higher education admissions. If they throw that out, if they say Harvard cannot use the personality assessment portion of the admissions process, the percentage of Asians that get accepted into PWIs goes up by 20%, and the percentage of black students will plummet by at least 50%. You know what that means? You are watching the gentrification of black children off of the PWI campus. How is this relevant to Deion Sanders? The reason I'm so personally disappointed in Deion is I thought he was there for a move.
You want me to play a clip? Wait, can I say this?
Ayo, I'm actually tuned in this part.
Because of what's classified as wrong think, because you have groupthink. It is very important to have the black vote be in groupthink and to not separate from the thought and be completely in line with the agenda of the left, the Jewish media, and the Chinese. There's a lot of Chinese niggas got something to do with it?
No! Who the fuck is this baby?
My stadiums because of there's a lot of Chinese niggas got something to do with it. There's a lot of Chinese niggas got something to do with it. There's a lot of Chinese niggas got something to do with it. There's a lot of Chinese niggas.
Yo, it's the look on his face. Like, he was genuinely, like, I'm trying to shoot him some bail right now, but Chinese niggas?
There's a lot of Chinese niggas got something to do with it.
It's the hand motions. It's everything. This is the like. How do you get such a terrible moment out of someone, and then at the exact same time make one of the greatest clips I've ever seen? Like, everything about this clip is perfect. The sheer confusion in his face, the hands to keep him guided to, like, where you going with this? Like, I need the Balenciaga shirt. Oh my god. It's so great. It's the whole clip is fucking amazing. Jesus Christ. Yay in the background. Like, what the fuck? It's too much.
There's a lot of Chinese niggas got something to do with it.
That's great. That's great. I'm sorry, that's great. That's fucking amazing. I might have to do a clips, like top moments of 2022 at some point. There's no way. There's no way.
Movement, not for money. Meaning, Deion Sanders, the coach of Jackson State, I foresaw a situation where Deion would hire other coaches, other retired black NFL greats to coach other HBCUs. In doing so, you attract our top tier high school athletes to come to HBCU.
Okay, I see what he's saying. I see what y'all was saying, and I see what he was saying. I get what you're saying.
Maybe. Stay with me.
Eddie George is at Tennessee State.
Stay with me. Football and back. You know, like I know, if you got top tier NFL greats coaching HBCUs, the athletes are coming just like they was coming for Deion. He showed you, Charlamagne.
Deion, though.
He showed
Dr.
you.
Umar.
And his other one's just as
one
great.
of the most famous people ever.
And his other one's just as great. So listen.
Eddie George at Tennessee State.
That's one person. We talking about a system, not an individual. So Deion and these other coaches bring all these athletes from high school to play football, basketball, so forth. The revenue of the HBCU goes up, Envy. As a result of the revenue,
I agree with that.
The schools got more money.
I got to get lashes for that? Okay.
They don't have to subject themselves to closure. They don't have to subject themselves to being dependent on white money. You got HBCUs at risk of being closed. I read something that said almost a half of them. A half may not survive the decade. So this was bigger than football. This was about the survival of the HBCU.
It's bigger than Deion,
especially,
though, Dr. Umar.
no,
Yes,
no,
it is. I think
no. Stop trying to.
You're blaming an individual.
Stop trying.
And this is what I agree with Charlamagne on. There's so many layers to unpack with this type of stuff, because do I look at the system that has created this institutional, like, instability within black communities and say, okay, because a rich, for the most part, rich, athlete comes in to help a situation that he is now responsible for the instability within that system. Like, I feel like I get where he's coming from and the personal responsibility that one can take in a situation like that. But at the end of the day, it isn't his personal responsibility to maintain the system of that. It's just not. You don't change the system by playing it. You don't. But at the end of the day, it's like how this person immediately becomes responsible for that type of thing. But at the end of the day, I do understand what he's saying. Because without their assistance, without their help, he's basically saying that it's not going to get changed. They're not going to get more funding. They're not going to get more money. So I get what he's saying, but I also find it shaky. I also find it shaky. I get it. It's shaky warrior status, but Akon, how is Deion being a coach going to fix all these? It's not that it's going to fix all those complex issues. He's mainly speaking about, like, money. which is funny because earlier on in this interview, he was talking about how money wouldn't fix any of the problems with the black community. He was just saying that earlier on. But the funding for these colleges, at the very least, can help them stay stronger, can help these, you know, the budget for a lot of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Akon building a city. Okay. Where, though? Didn't he sell that, like, electric little system that was based about, like China to in Africa? Didn't he sell that or whatever? I hope that's not like completely true. They talking about Akon because he's building a city. Okay, yeah. No, I didn't go to an HBCU. You think if I went to an HBCU, I would be 20% black? I'd have been lied about my test results. I'd have been lied. I'd have said my whole shit 100% like Nigerian, Haitian, Jamaican, blah 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 blah. I would have said so much shit. My whole result would have been totally different. I'd be so much more proud.
Trying to give celebrities a pass, Charlamagne.
No, you're blaming the individual
I'm not
instead of talking
blaming
about
him.
the issue.
I'm blaming black men for not being men.
But you know what?
I'm blaming us for not being men. That was an unmanly move.
Can you admit one thing?
Deion could have went down in history, brother.
Are HBCUs chronically underfunded?
Of course.
Were they chronically underfunded before Deion?
Yes.
Yes.
Will they be chronically underfunded after Deion?
Yes.
Absolutely.
What are those reasons that they're chronically underfunded?
We don't get
Because
back.
we as black men.
Okay, now he losing me. He losing me now. This is what I don't want people to do. Don't take a system or an issue that's been in existence well before the black millionaire became a thing and then make it their personal responsibility when that issue is still alive and well. I'm just sorry, it's just not true. But I do think that Deion could do a lot with his power and his status to help improve that situation. It's just not his responsibility. Do I want him to? Of course. Is it his responsibility? No.
Have not come together to create the funding source to make sure they survive. I don't want to hear about the government. We have too many wealthy blacks. Y'all interview them every day.
I'm with you. So you got low alumni donors,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Low endowments.
Correct.
That's a us problem.
He part of us. Why you keep exempting celebrities?
He's one
They're
person.
not better than us.
He's one person.
Okay.
Look at his face. I'm sorry, bro. Look at
He
his
part
face.
of us. Why you keep exempting
But he's
celebrities?
one.
Look at his face. Yeah, like there's no reason that a man like this should be this funny, bro. There's just no reason. This nigga is about to kill him. And look at his face. And look at his face. It's so great. It's so great, bro.
They're not better than us.
He's one person.
Okay, but the point is that one man could have been a catalyst for a movement that would have revolutionized the survival of
I mean, you can't guarantee that. I doubt that all the problems for that would have went away because of Deion Sanders' presence. Although I think that is powerful and definitely a very strong asset to have and maintain. To assume or like create this reality in your mind where his presence fixes a large majority of those problems or becomes the catalyst for what ends up being like the biggest change for black people. I don't agree.
But why does the movement stop just because he left? HBCUs gonna still be here.
You're missing the point.
No,
The
HBCUs gonna
abolition
still be
wasn't
here.
just about Frederick Douglass. But if Frederick Douglass would have pulled out, it would have hurt it. The Underground Railroad wasn't just about Harriet, but if she would have pulled out, it would have failed.
So what?
Wait. These are completely unrelated. Harriet Tubman pulled out to do what? To go fucking where? She's not going to another slave camp and saying, oh, they're being treated better over here. Let me do my thing over here. She didn't run away to a better. She ran to freedom. What the fuck comparison is this? What are you saying? There was no other option. Of course, there's going to be someone, some outlier to be like, yo, let's get the fuck up out of here. What are you talking about? That was a horrible point. Huh? Who else did he say?
It's about Frederick Douglass. But if Frederick
my
Douglass would have
fucking
pulled
God.
out, it would have hurt it. The Underground Railroad wasn't just about
can't believe you
Harriet,
just said
but
that.
if she would have pulled out, it would have failed.
So what was the
civil
HBCU
rights movement wasn't
before
just about
Deion?
King.
Before Deion 3 years ago, what was
They
the
were
HBCU
struggling, and he could have helped save it.
Nah. Help save it or save it. You got to be all the way in with this type of shit, bro. You can't pull out, bro. You got to be all the way in. So, like, you either going to say his presence is going to save it or he can help save it. You're basically saying that he could have helped aid in a problem that would have still existed after his presence. So you basically admitting that he can't fucking fix it. Unless you can confidently say, yeah, he's going to be the one that's going to fix it, you cannot hold him to this standard.
And for him to pull out of Jackson State the way that he did it before making sure the HBCU system survived, to me was selfish. He chose money over the movement, Charlamagne, and celebrities do it all the time, and y'all want to give him a pass. Nobody get no pass. I don't care who Deion Sanders is.
I don't know what Deion Sanders' motivation was, to be honest. I think he's already made majority of the money he'll ever make in his entire life. If Harriet just stopped coming back to save the slaves and help slaves get through the Underground Railroad, wouldn't be that great. Wait, if Harriet just stopped coming back to save slaves and help slaves through... Bro, I'm not saying that what she did do wasn't enough, but I'm not saying that what she didn't do wasn't enough, but the first time was the point.
Deion Sanders to Harriet Tubman.
I don't know what he was cooking right there. The first time was the point. Whatever happened after that didn't matter. The first like the motivations for her were completely different. I don't know I don't know why the context is so weird for him to bring up these situations the way he's bringing them up, but to try to convince yourself that like Harriet Tubman potentially pulling out or just not going back is the same thing as Deion Sanders up and leaving one school to go to another one, and you just admitted that a lot of those students are pulling out and going with Deion. I don't get what you're talking about. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that HBCUs aren't extremely important, but again, in an effort to maintain like this core of blackness, and in an effort to maintain
as Future, I know we're off that, but I just got in the stream.
She's not as toxic as Future. In an effort to maintain this blackness, you've literally prevented black people from having a choice. That's all it is. They're comparing Deion being a coach to Harriet leading us to freedom. These aren't the same in any capacity. It's like you're preventing people from being able to choose. Now, I'm not saying that the choice that you're offering isn't great, but you're basically saying fuck your freedom to black people right now. That's what you're saying. In an effort to make them responsible for the same systemic issues that you blame white people for. Where are you going? You know, is a good solution. Lashes. Okay.
He had a chance to help and he hurt, and y'all want to condone that because you black celebrities are not committed to the best interests of black people.
Let me ask you a question.
He's saying if Harriet pulled out of escaping, then other people wouldn't have escaped. He's saying people need the leader, then players following Deion, and they are leaving. So Deion leaving the school leaves it in jeopardy. It's, once again, this is totally different. These are not comparable, once again, in any way, shape, form, or capacity. These aren't the same at all. Deion being able to, I get, like, how metaphorically speaking, people can convince themselves that these things are related. But when you understand the severity, the stakes, in the situations involved, this is a crazy frame. This is a crazy frame. When you understand the situation, no reasonable person would ever make that comparison, is what I'm trying to say. I get what he's trying to say, but no reasonable person would ever make this comparison. It's just not the same. It's just not the same. And to entertain it, genuinely, I feel like you got, like, he has, like, you got to convince yourself, like, you got too much time on your hands. You got too much time on your hands. I don't even believe that was an analogy. That was literally like a blatant comparison. He literally just did that. I'm sorry, but as black people, we do need to actively think more about how something we do affects our race. 100%. Again, my point isn't that Dr. Umar is making a stupid point. I agree and would like for Deion Sanders to stay closer to the black nation. I don't know why I said nation, but stay closer to black in that regard so that overall long term it could be strength. But when you take away or when you try to shame black people for having the freedom to make their own decisions because you want them to be so pro-black that they're always thinking about black people at heart, you're taking away their freedom to decide. And then at that point, I'm like, how are you any different from the people that you are criticizing for taking away black people's freedom, bro? I never said it doesn't help. I never said it doesn't help. I never said it doesn't help. Of course Deion being there would help. But I'm saying, or unless that's not what you're referencing, but I'm saying that you can't expect that out of him just because he's black. That's all. You too cooked right now to hear me? Well then you a lost soul. You a lost soul. You a weak link. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Let me ask you a question. When Deion was coaching high school kids for several years, you know, when he
We
was
ain't talking about that. We're talking about survival of HBCU.
I'm gonna get there. When he was coaching high school kids for several years, you know, black kids, when he was opening up Prime Prep Academy that got closed down because they had financial issues. When he went to Jackson State for $1.2 million for 4 years and said, you know what, y'all
He didn't even stay for 4 years.
But listen, y'all take half his salary and go
$600,000
build a
back
better
into a facility.
relax, go build a better facility for students, and he got to pay back $300,000.
And after all that, I'm still going to leave Jackson State for a super white college that got a 1.6 black student
But you ain't let me finish my point.
rate. No,
How
wait.
can you say
He said no.
1.6 black students, which means the only blacks on that campus are the athletes, and you're going to tell me that that's a step up? You sold us out for money, bro.
How can you say it's about money when when his track record shows
He stayed
don't
for
pour
3
in the
years.
kids
That
for
was
money?
no commitment. His track record shows that if white people give me the money, I'll turn my back on the HBCU
I disagree.
system.
I can't assume that's what his motivation is when at this point in his career he's already made the most money he's ever going to make in his career years ago. I just don't believe that is his true motivation. I genuinely do not believe that's his true motivation at all. I just don't. All of his money is well behind him. It's just well behind him. I'm not saying money has zero to do with it. I'm just saying I cannot believe that is his main point. I can't believe that's his main point in going. I don't know what his point in going is, to be honest, but I can't believe that that's his main point. I just can't. There are many different motivations. I just don't know. I'm literally saying I don't know. Holding black people to a certain standard, not taking into account the disparity when it comes to money and the benefit it could be on us as a community, definitely makes sense. I definitely agree with what he's saying. I agree with his sentiments. I just think it's short-sighted. No white college is giving him a head coach position the way this HBCU did. Hey. I can't say, to be honest. I cannot say. Mind you, Deion brought his homies to coach and help the team at JSU. They were underpaid too and had to feed their family. It's so many layers, bro. It's a lot of different reasons. It's a lot of different layers, bro. I just think it's very difficult to make such bold claims and assertions about this person doing it primarily for money in this regard when all the money he's made is well behind him. He's already made a ridiculous amount. I don't think like as a head coach looking for a payday as a head coach when you've been a prime NFL player in your career at some point is really stupid. I don't get why that would ever cross your mind.
What are you talking about? That's what he did.
I disagree.
That's what he just did.
I disagree.
Come on, man. If he would have stayed there, if Deion would have stayed there, like I said, he could have brought other black coaches in, former NFL greats. They would have raised the revenue of the HBCU, which is so critical now. Why? Because the Asians are being financed by white folks to kick what little blacks are left on the PWI campus off. So that means the critical importance of the HBCU is greater now than it's ever been. So for Deion to pull this right now makes it even worse because you're leaving the HBCU system when you had a chance.
I agree with him, but again, I don't. It's gonna take so much more than just Deion Sanders, and I know he's not trying to say, even though he's implying it, I know he's not trying to say Deion's gonna be the problem solver for this whole issue, but my issue really is just like, dog, what? No. My issue really is just like, there's so many other factors that come into it. There's so many other factors that come into play when you're talking about this that I just don't feel like can be pinned solely on Deion's lack of presence. That's just not the issue here. It's one of them, but it's just not the main one.
How many lashes for Deion?
Stop trying to exempt black celebrities
I'm not.
from accountability
No.
to the race.
No.
Celebrities are not above accountability. Stop,
I
Charlamagne.
agree. So how many lashes?
Stop.
How many lashes for Deion?
50,000 lashes for
Jesus Christ, 50,000.
Now,
many
no.
lashes for Charlamagne?
Shut up. More important question. How much you? No. How much you gonna donate to an HBCU today?
I'm building 2 independent schools.
Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Okay. The nigga didn't say a number immediately. I don't like this take, though. I think this is a shit take from Charlamagne. Like, I like it, though. I like what he did, though. I like what he did. It's just a shit take. Has Umar ever claimed to be a millionaire? And I would assume majority of the investment that he has is going to go into his school if that's what's happening. But, like, come on, bro. Like, come on. That's not – I don't expect him to be like, what do you mean, how much are you donating? How much do you expect his donation to dent? What do you expect him to donate? I don't know. I don't know why people bring this up. Like, how much did you donate? Kanye said the exact same thing not too long ago. I'm the only one that donated $2 million to the George Floyd thing. Okay, nigga, and? What did that do? Not for George Floyd's family. I'm sure they appreciate it. But at the end of the day, you came around, disrespected they shit, and that didn't stop you from saying some really ignorant shit. You didn't end up forwarding anything by making that donation to that one particular family. You didn't forward anything. In fact, you ended up coming back and then trying to regress black people in a society. They didn't appreciate it at the end. I wouldn't say they didn't appreciate it. They didn't appreciate his fucking comments about George Floyd after the fact. And so asking this question to someone whose like status isn't like millionaire, billionaire, and they just built the school, I just think it's like one of those, you think this is a gotcha moment and it's not. It's just not. I like what he said though. I do. I like what he said. And the immediate diversion from how much are you donating to I'm building 2 independent schools is fucking hilarious. But I don't think that's a got you.
Schools, the first in its history.
No doubt, but those aren't HBCUs. Whoa. We still no. If you're gonna be that passionate about HBCUs, how much you gonna donate to an HBCU
Let me answer
today?
your question. May I?
Yes.
First of all, I'm not a multi-millionaire.
Exactly.
Second of all,
Why you gotta be a
can I
multi-millionaire
finish
to
my
donate?
question?
Because that's the only time where donating even matters for the most part. If you're talking about HBCUs, what do you mean? Obviously, if you got more money, you can donate way more and make a way bigger dent. Why the fuck would you take donations from 100 niggas that all have $10 to donate versus a large donation from a million or a billionaire? That's a terrible fucking idea. Why is he spitting this? Why is he trying to spin this one now? This is a shit take.
Finish my question. I donate to HBCUs on a regular basis.
Okay.
I do. But my point is, I'm focused on destroying the
Take both? Of course, sure, take both. But like at the end of the day, could a Kyrie, could a LeBron, could a Jay-Z come in and easily overtake that like 100 million fold? Yes, they could.
school to prison pipeline. I'm building 2 independent.
And that's the question that Umar is asking in this reference. Like, you just asked Umar this question. I doubt you asked Dion. I doubt you, and I'm not sure. I'm not saying that Dion was on the Breakfast Club, but I'm saying I doubt you asked, well, where was Dion's donation? I doubt you asked, well, where was Jay-Z's donation? I doubt you asked, well, where was Will Smith's donation? I doubt you asked, well, where was this person's donation? You didn't ask that. You asked a random dude who's speaking passionately about a subject and then equated his level of care for the subject to how much he could donate to it. I don't think that's accurate. That's not an accurate view or accurate way to view somebody's level of care for a thing. And it's certainly not a gotcha, because I know that's what he thought it was.
In schools.
And
from
I
the ground.
applaud you for that.
Black money. Nobody you've interviewed in this studio ever is doing that. Not one of them. You understand me? So I'm doing my part, and that's why I can expect Deion Sanders to do his part. And that's why lashes also go to Shannon Sharp. Because Shannon Sharp on national television said he didn't even want to go to a HBCU. He wanted to go to a PWI.
Right.
And every time celebrities try to do something good, black people want to beat them up. I beg your pardon, Shannon Sharp. I know that you don't date black women. You have no loyalty to black women. Now you want to tell the world you have no loyalty to the HBCU. If you didn't want to go to Savannah State, you keep that to yourself, you Negropean. You don't tell the whole world that you didn't want to go to a HBCU.
I agree. There are certain things where it's like, yo, this happened, but it's such an outlier situation, or I'm such an outlier to it. It's probably a detriment to say something like that, especially if you got a platform. I agree with him on this.
And then try to chide the black community for asking Deion Sanders to have a little commitment.
With all that said, Dr. Umar, what do we do for HBCUs moving forward? Because Deion gone, but HBCUs going to still be here.
I just told you, black celebrities have to come together.
They do. I 100% agree with his take about black celebrities and black people of influence that have a lot of money banding together to support something when you know that diverting and pointing the finger back at the system, which you vehemently disagree with and understand isn't prioritizing black success in any capacity. When you look at that, yeah, you should come together and fund. You should. That's it. Otherwise, I don't know what else he's saying that they can do. How much you donating? Okay, Charlamagne.
Stop buying chains. Stop going to clubs and strip joints. Stop with all the expensive clothing. Stop cooning and use some of this disposable income that we spending on Christmas gifts right now.
I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. I can't tell people not to buy what they like. Black strippers do matter. But it's a lot of shit that people don't need. A lot of people living crazy frivolous right now. So I ain't gonna lie. A lot of them could pull back on some of that spending, some of that flexing. They could. That's not wrong. That's not a wrong take. I'm not gonna tell people what to do with their money, but you definitely could use it on something better.
Come up with a funding source. So many celebrities went to HBCUs. Why can't they be the catalyst of a black celebrity and grassroots, because we should be paying too, movement to finance this? I'm simply saying Deion could have been the face of that and was beginning to be, and he allowed himself to get bought out by a white university.
He left the blue.
I don't think there was enough interest, though, to be honest. But hey, if that's what you think, that's what you think. I disagree, but I definitely think that there could have been a lot more positive could have came from Deion staying with JSU than leaving. I agree with that.
That's it. I don't want to hear about no blueprint.
He left the blueprint.
That's like Harriet Tubman saying, I'm